it's going to be just one of our first days. It's Tuesday, the 16th of June, 2026. You are tuned into the F1 and All Sports Radio talk show with Sheda and the Professor. We were talking to Tunde very soon. Yes, things are going to change around, and as you can more than hear, things have changed around today. Thank you very much for tuning in right here, right now on the F1 and All Sports Radio talk show with Sheda. And we have Professor Johnson in the house. That's right, Professor. You're here, aren't you? That's right.
I am indeed.
Yeah, you are here, definitely. And we're speaking to Tunde, and then we're speaking to the lovely Carol Glen, and that's going to be changing around just coming up to 7. So very soon we'll be talking football. Have you been out watching the football?
I haven't been out watching the football.
No, have you been out watching the football?
I've been out watching it.
Yeah. Out watching the football. Like I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Let's get a bit more of this, and let's get to the end line, and we'll be talking and find out what she's been doing. And we've got Manchester today, so we'll be keeping an eye on that, and we'll just be going over what's been happening. A, B, C, D, E. That's where we go in. I'm playing this and dedicating to this for all those who are involved, concerned, and who lost their lives in concerns to Glen, and it's not to be forgotten. Please do not forget those who have done so much for the cause. So I'm going to put it on this one, on that one.
Okay, where's the stand?
You've got it, you had it. Oh, this
The
one.
wooden stand, yeah.
But if it's on this one, that I do this, but if it's on that one,
Turn it upside down.
so you're going to do it on that one.
If I do that.
But they won't be able to hear me.
Yeah. If I do that. What's gonna work?
That's right, knowledge is the key and the truth will set you free. And that CD definitely needs to go, that's for sure. With that said, we are the 16th, can you be the 16th of June 2026? And I do hope your day is going well, that you're feeling happy and everything else like that. I'm very grateful for those who obviously stayed with us for a short while. Nothing could be heard because the station decided to go and do its own thing somewhere else. But we are back together and we're going to be talking about football. Before we go and talk about, let me tell you about my man there. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Yes, if you don't know, you don't know. But I will tell you what did happen to me. What I'm mentioning it. On Sunday, I was in a reception. And then I had this text that came up on my phone. Bing! Let's look down. Maybe it should be something else. It just said, it's hammer time, which gave me the indication that I need to be finding out exactly what's happening with my man there. And even though I was very happy with where I was. It just was everything. Okay, let's continue to play a little bit of this. I'm going to come back and speak to Tunde after this, and I'm going to tell you about, I suppose we're going to be referring on group A, B, C, D, E, F, where are we now? G, H, that's where we're at. That's right, and then before we get to the rest of the groups. But so far, so kind of good. So far, so kind of something. Okay. Oh, man, brilliant. Let's call her. Thank you. You right there?
Cool.
Okay, I don't know, my cousin's trying to sing here, I'm not too sure what he's going on with, but I'm having faith. So at times I may be faint, but we're going to go through the groups, A, B, C, D a little bit, and what, 22 minutes past, and we should be coming in up until about 5:02.
Right.
Alright, cool with you? And you've got a poem today, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I could grab one. I could grab a little poem
Do you
there.
want to do anything? Okay, if you want to, okay. Alright, you got just about a minute there. Okay. Okay, so how are you otherwise?
Yeah, listen, the World Cup.
I know.
It's been,
I know.
For me, it's been amazing. Even before
Okay, I'm bringing you through in seconds. Alright.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's cool, man. I just been there in heaven, alive in heaven.
Yeah, it's been absolutely. Well, loving you. I sure have been loving you. I have been loving it. I saw the opening game, and I saw both opening ceremonies, and then obviously the opening matches. And since then, I am on, I must admit, a little bit of sleep deprivation. So I must say, Tunde, it's great to have you here with us. Let's talking about the World Cup. I mean, I was been looking forward to it from the point of view of it's happening. A little bit of trepidation and concerns of things that have been happening off the pitch, admittedly. A little bit of unnecessary drama, and it's still going on. But however, some of the skill that has been seen, and just the way that some of the players are just turning up.
Listen, people, I didn't tell you yet, the keep your focus on the pitch because that's where the magic happens. Football is a beautiful and brutal game, but don't you worry about it. I'll say it again. It's starting with a bang. Oh my gosh, Mexico.
Come now. Mexico, South Africa.
This is serious, but it's not only like 3 red cards in one match. It's like,
Yeah, what was that about?
That's crazy.
You know what, right? It was about the referee sending off 3 players. That's what it was about.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, it looked like he might even send himself off in the team.
It was a case of since the World Cup, there's 2 words that I've been saying on repeat. Get up! It's like get up.
Time zones.
See some of the knocks that happened on the pitch, yeah?
Right.
If that same player was walking down, behind you and someone knocked him down like that, interesting.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Look at
What?
So I'm just like the referee was like, play on.
They're getting better with that. They are getting better with that.
You have to be wary though.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be, like in some cases, it can be a serious injury, so you know. But anyhow.
Well, that's what, to be honest, I will make a comment. I thought if I'm the manager or when I'm a manager of a World Cup team, I'd like to see the players so that they're strong enough that no matter if you knock them, they're up straight away. So they give that kind of impression. Don't want to knock me because I'm going to knock you back. Because once you knock a player and they're down, it's like okay, then you get a what do you get? You get a kick going the other way.
You may get a free kick.
You may get a free kick.
Depends on the referee.
But if the mindset is like, don't knock me, I'm gonna, then the game must go on, right?
Well, the game must go on, the game will go on. Listen, if the referee not very whistle and you're laying down there on the pitch, the game's going to carry on. Unless the ball goes out, so you know what I mean? And at this present moment, the ball is not going out unnecessarily. My gosh. I'm telling you, man, every game has had some drama, some excitement.
Yes, yes. Can we go through the groups very quickly? Let's do it, because we've got quite, so that we can at least...
I'll go through the game and I'll talk a little bit about the little notes. So like I said, it opened up with a bang.
Yes, Group A.
Against South Africa, 3 red cards.
Yes,
okay?
that was...
Then we had South Korea and Czech Republic, and I think that there was quite a few empty seats. Could have been,
Yes.
I don't know.
But it was an early one.
South Korea came from behind, alright, and they ended up winning that game 2-1.
Yeah.
Alright,
They were ready.
They have to be all ready, people. If you're not ready, why you on the pitch, you know what I'm saying? Then we had Canada.
Yes.
And it was their first ever point in the
Oh.
So that was that, that was magic. You know, the guy came on their start, but 2 minutes later, bang.
Yes.
The ball was in their back.
They had some players. Yes, come here. Hey, that's why I'm watching. Okay, right then. Okay, so, hello. Hello. Tunde, okay.
No, my friend had a rule.
Oh,
we just lost you for a moment there.
Okay, so you got like Qatar.
Qatar and Switzerland.
Yeah, Qatar earned their first point ever in the World Cup with a 96-minute equaliser. So well done to.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, man. And then people was all thinking Brazil, Morocco. They're trying people getting calculated out to see what the score, how many goals were going. 1-1.
Yeah. Brazil.
1-1. It was
Did Brazil really turn up, or are they just warming up? What's happening there?
Well, time will tell. They didn't lose the game, but they.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed yet.
All the players that they've got and the skill and stuff, but you know what, Morocco ain't no monster. It's always going to be a tough game. So 1-1, point each.
Yes. Good back line, I would say. You hear my terminology? Good back line. Okay, come on now. Scotland and Haiti.
Bear with me, I've just got some stuff written down, so I'm going to go with it order. But since you mentioned Haiti, I'm going to talk about Haiti, because they battled hard against Scotland.
Yes.
Scotland, they got their first World Cup win since 1990. It was 1-0, that's how tough that game was, you know what I mean? So big up to both teams, and that was a beautiful game. That was a proper football game.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
None of them giving up. Then we went over to one of the other hosts, the final host, the USA, against Paraguay.
Yes.
And I have to say, I half of it was funeral. But my brother, and I will say my brother because he's got the same surname as me, Florian Balogun, right? Former Arsenal striker.
You go there.
USA, scored 2 goals. And my brother there is on the score sheet. Sorry. Come on.
Yes.
Alright. And then we went over to Australia playing Turkey, and Australia, they did 2 goals. They were brilliant too. One of the scorers was the youngest World Cup scorer for Australia. And this story.
There's a lot of young ones, like really young ones, like 18-year-old ones, yeah. A lot of them.
Hey, if they're good enough, it doesn't matter your age, people, because we've gone from like our keeper, what I'm talking about in a minute. When I come to Cape Verde,
Oh, yeah, I could definitely wait for that one.
and about, you know, football, like I was saying, you know, it's a funny old game. And Curacao, they scored their first World Cup.
Good for them.
And
I'm waving the flag for Curacao. I just want to say, let y'all know, I'm waving the flag for Curacao. Curacao, baby. I'm waving the flag.
They got everything, they got beaten up, but they got the goal. The final score was 7-1
Yeah.
in that game.
Well,
But, you know,
it was a chance. It was a chance. Still, it was a chance. It was a chance. I don't see one.
When they scored their goal, man, the stadium erupted. There were people in tears. Oh, I mean, boy, I was like jumping up and down about this. It was a painful moment. I'm just sorry that they couldn't manage to like kick all the goals out. But you know what? They learned from that. Even though you learn that they will come again for the goal match to be. And you know what? Like, oh my God! Then the next game, I saw that the Netherlands against Japan. Now that was a game, yeah. That was serious because Japan came back twice.
Yes.
And they managed to get an 88-minute equalizer.
That was a hard goal. They were really tactical.
They were brilliant. They never give up, and that's what we do. You persevere, go back to the end, and they had their chance, and they took it. And that's the same thing. Ivory Coast, yeah, we're playing Ecuador. It was a tough game, but Ivory Coast took their chance. They scored in like the 90th minute.
Very late in the game. But what I liked about that is that to still keep going and to really see, because with the heat and everything else that they had to deal with, you know, half-time, half breaks,
The water breaks, yeah, that's another matter. We'll come on to that.
and then to see obviously that when that goal is reached or when that goal is scored, sometimes you can see it coming, well most times you can't really see it coming from the opportunity, but I'm really pleased that Ivory Coast got their scoreline up and going to a point that's like, yes. And they were really playing hard, they kept going, and also because for me, it was a case of just seeing how the defence is really making a difference, and some of the goalkeepers, well, okay.
Yes. You know, some of the goalkeepers managed to keep out more goals than others. So we were talking about skill against Tunisia, right?
Yes.
We were talking about this game, but it ended 5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
And then not even that, yeah. Then they sacked the coach. Tunisia sacked their coach after one World Cup match. He's been in charge for 5 months, but he is no longer the coach.
Now I didn't get that story. I mean, it makes me think, why?
Crazy.
There was, what I was saying is there's got to be some serious turmoil behind the scenes. Yeah, it's been one game, you know, Sabrina Bushi, I was like, wow, okay, so 5-1 and that is it. That's it. It's good. So we'll see. I mean, like, the players, they've made quite a few mistakes on the pitch, so well, he hasn't got a chance to redeem himself, but I'm glad for him.
Yeah.
Let's see how Tunisia can do, but they lost 5-1 against Sweden. And then, right, but see, that's football, isn't it? That's football. It's a weird game. We don't know what happened. But people was already getting out their calculator to say, oh my gosh, what I don't know what's going to happen in this game. It's going to be hard because it was Spain against like.
Oh, come on, now we're talking about a game. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now we're talking about a game.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to give the game back. Also, they have the blue shark.
Yes.
And they follow up the never game up. They just nil. The keeper was on fire. Kept it eating sheep. He just,
that was some serious defending.
Yeah, it was serious because you know what Spain did. They won this and they won that. And this keeper, 40 years old.
Can you imagine?
From some players who was 20, the guy was 40. And with his own.
Oh, we lost you a little bit there. Okay, we've just lost connection with Tunde for just a short while. We were talking about the match between Spain and Cape Verde and the goalkeeper. Tunde, are you back with us?
Right.
There you go. You're back with us. There you go. I can hear you now.
Okay, technology, yeah, but
Technology.
At least 7 crucial saves.
Definitely, at least.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was on fire, and I was just like so proud of every one of them.
And he had the support. You can see the support of his other teammates.
But they were flinging their bodies, their fans, their sisters.
They died for that ball.
Yeah, they were out there fighting, and they were brilliant. Let me see if I can find something that he said that I thought, yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. I mean, there was people out there crying. Two guys were big emotional thing there, man. And he just pulled out a masterclass of goalkeeper. That's what I would say. It was a masterclass. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think with that kind of mentality, after you've experienced at the match, the players, I'm talking about the Cape Verdean players, I'd like to think many people, more than like you do now, they're in with a much greater chance than when they started. There's a greater chance for them to be a part of the World Cup and going on to not just maybe round 32, but even if that mindset is really put in, we can see because within their group, I'm sure the calculators are saying something different, but you know, there's a great big chance.
I was going to say,
You don't know?
game by game, people. You won that one,
Yes.
You got your point or your 3 points.
Yes.
Come up and then you focus on the next game. Don't see no further than your next game.
Very well
said. One guy said that I like, yeah, the keeper. Our best weapon is our unity, and that for me is beautiful.
Come on now. That is very well said.
It's so true, you know what I mean? And then we went, and then after this we had Belgium against Egypt, so you had, Romelu Lukaku and players like that, and then you had Mo Salah, because he's Egyptian and thing. And then the Egypt are still looking for their first World Cup win.
Yes.
And next, they were leading, and then substitution, Romelu Lukaku comes in, causes havoc, final score of 1, alright? So Belgium, Egypt, June. Then you had Saudi Arabia against Uruguay. That also ended in 1-1. I mean, that was also a tight game that could have gone either way. Yeah, I think Uruguay did score. Yeah, they scored. They scored. They scored 80th minute.
Yes.
80th minute is when they got their goal.
Just
So it was, man. So that's it. People just
don't give up. Do not give up.
And then you had Iran against New Zealand. Iran, they come from behind twice. Yeah, I just got to say that.
There were some good goals there.
Yeah, it ended up 2-2. And really, yeah, that is all the matches so far. Tunde, with all that today, people, I just want to let you know that tonight is another big game. You have France against
Senegal.
Yeah. And
Wow.
you've also got that's 8 p.m. and at 11 p.m. you've got Iraq against Norway. And if you're still up, then at 2 a.m. you have Argentina against Algeria, which is going to be massive. And if you're still there at 5 o'clock, you have Austria against Jordan. All right.
It has been, definitely. I want to say.
In between the half time, in between when the match break, listen, when the war break is on, you know,
It's true.
People out there are using it for adverts,
And you come back. Make sure that milk is fresh.
Organize yourself, and you hit back on it. That's how we do. I know that between these matches they have an hour. That's the time to kind of recharge the batteries, refill your body, and then get ready for the next match. That's what we're doing now.
CBS is instructing FIFA. Yeah.
You understand?
I want to say something very quickly. I know that Professor Johnson's got something there. With the Iran match, Iran New Zealand, I'm really, when I say pleased for Iran, because for some of the teams, what they're undergoing, I know it's not on the pitch, but even to get there, things which have occurred in concerns to their accommodation, just equipment, I mean, circumstances happen, but the fact that, they've still been able to galvanize themselves with enough energy, enough unity for most of these underdog teams, so to speak, to just be at their best on the pitch. So I'm just hailing them up from the point of view of, they're the champions and may they all, continue to entertain us. What were you going to say there, Professor?
Yeah, definitely. All of the changes and all of the movements. So to put it into context, they've had to move their training camp to Mexico,
Right.
and they were only told that in the last 24 hours.
That's Iran, is that?
Yeah.
That's Iran.
So they can't use their training camp. When they go to the games and play,
They've got to come.
they've been ordered not to basically pack up from the changing room and to be escorted straight to a plane and to be flown straight back to the training camp in Mexico. So, and so again, for those who know about football, all of the sports science, all of the recovery, everything like that, the authorities are not allowing them to do any of that. They have to leave the changing room and go straight on the coach.
It's unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
Harsh.
That's harsh.
And I'm being polite.
Yes, I'm trying to, that's like criminal. It's criminal.
It's what I tell you what,
The
right?
Olympics wouldn't stand for that.
No, they wouldn't.
That is why we have to focus on what's happening on the pitch. Because I personally, I'm gutted, not I'm helpless, but on the pitch, that's where you kind of like, you can get anger.
Yes.
And you can take it out and
Yes.
you can describe them and show them we are united and we come here. Let's fight for the country, the lives of the, on that pitch.
Yes.
That's in very common.
Yeah.
That's for me, right? Football, that people say, it's only a game, and I'm like, football's more than just a game. But also, it is a game, and it should be for the fans to enjoy watching and the people who want the things to enjoy playing.
Yeah, it should be.
Basically, it's a simple game. People are complicated. Stop it, you know what I'm saying?
Even in concerns to the VAR situations that have occurred, which seems to be a little bit.
Well, you're talking about the hand signal, VAR signal. I mean, that's another matter.
That is what I'm talking about actually.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to mention that.
No, I have to mention it. The only reason because then it's been spotted, and so people are interpreting the sign could be this, the sign could be that. It means this in that area, or something bad in another area. The person who made the sign has come out and said, "Oh, it was like any voluntary action." That's you know what I mean?
Shut
up.
Shut up, like get up.
I would just like people. So their solution now is like I've seen because
I haven't seen, but I've heard about it.
no, but before before the match and they go to the bar, the official used to be looking at the camera smiling. Now they're not. They're all sat there facing the screen.
And you can't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have been told they want to be talking behind in your pockets.
Right.
On the thing, you know what I mean?
That's avoiding the actual situation.
Yeah.
And
That's what happens a lot. I don't know if trade off and get political.
Well,
But, you know what I mean? The issue is for me, has it been properly resolved? That's what I'd say. I don't think that if somebody is investigating and they're not investigating themselves, that's what I'd say.
well,
Bearing in mind, look, the criticism that Qatar received from various authorities when they were hosting the World Cup, in the last one in 2022, bearing in mind the level of criticism that's been faced, I mean, this World Cup has arguably, without even, and I'm not even being controversial, this World Cup has been no better.
I think this World Cup currently has been a bit of I say travesty, even in concerns to water.
Yeah.
Things like that, because the main thing with Qatar, we were aware of how they treated those who built the stadium.
Yes.
We were aware of their conduct to their people. However, it didn't really affect the games as such, because I got the impression or the feedback were from the sportsmen that they were treated well and that they had facilities that commanded a good.
Yeah, they have to. You know, I mean, they might have scandal they didn't, but it's the people.
But it's here, it's for this one.
People were not treated well. The fans were not treated well. Some of them went in the last World Cup, and some of the locals. And this one here, I'm just saddened.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I have to try, I have to be a bit blinking and try and keep my focus purely on the pitch. Otherwise, I'll be just too upset.
You're right, because there was
I just thought that
Of course.
Before the World Cup started, yeah,
Mhm.
there was a few games. I just bring people up to speed on what happened because you know the Lionesses were playing
Oh
on
yes.
that day,
Yes.
and they were playing Ukraine, and they needed to have to win the game and hope that Iceland, who were playing Spain, beat Spain. That didn't happen. So it means, yeah, that England, the Lionesses need to go through like a qualification.
Right.
Get through like a playoff. So the draw for the playoff games, the final they're playing later on this week, and then they will play a series of games in order to get through to the World Cup. Which, you know, like I say to people, trust in Serena. So
Okay.
Find out who we're playing. The matches will be played in October, November, and December this year. But you know what, right? You know, I've got to talk about this game, yeah?
Which game is that?
I always say to you, there's that thing as a friendly, because people say, oh, that was a friendly, and I said, no, that ain't. Because apparently there wasn't a friendly, this is what it was called, a friendly. When Brazil women played the USA women, right? And the reason why I laughed is because in that game there were 8 red cards. So
When was this? Me, I hear about this one. It sounds exciting.
8 red cards.
This is not good, but I have to tell people that there's a thing that's friendly. What happened, Gaffer? The USA, it was a tight game. The USA won 1-0 from an own goal, so obviously own goal, you're already upset. But when the final was in the 90th minute, that's when the red cards happened, you know. There was one other way here, someone was the referee,
Right.
and so then got another one, and then the other, so there's 4 players,
Like track fight.
4 of the Brazilian playing staff was sent off. That's why there were 8. So if you remember, yeah, there's no such thing as a friendly, but we want to be able to keep all players on the pitch and the coaching staff in the dugout. Because not a good advert, but it was like, wow, you know what I mean? That's what I'm telling you. So there's no such thing as a friendly, but there's still rules that we need to adhere to. So I just want to let people know.
Yeah.
Wow.
It did happen, and hopefully it won't happen again.
We're going to go to a little bit of a, what was that, commercial break? We're going to have a little bit of music.
We're having a hydro break.
We'll have a little bit of water break. And we'll be right back. We'll be right back. There we go. You know, I was trying to remember the song that you requested last time. Could I remember it? Who is it again? That you always... Tunde, here.
Yeah, I remember.
Was it Bonnie? Was it Bonnie? Who was it? Bonnie Grant?
No, I had the Black Bride.
Oh, okay. Black Bride.
Also, Tupac would have the feeling of the best.
Okay, Chipper. Okay, we'll try and get that. Chipper.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. We're just going to try and do a little something with our microphone here and come back in, alright then? And we're 6:48, so we've got about another about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've got a little news just to update people.
Okay then. Okay, alright then. So you see how that goes there then. Okay, maybe the other ones. Yeah, there we go. No, to do it that way because there's just more space sometimes. Do you want to go up like that? No, just keep your microphone where it was and then do that. Did one side's bigger than the other, that's what I mean. Good. Right, you're more likely. I sound a bit distant, is that right, Tunde?
Say that again.
I sound a bit distant?
It's a little tinny.
Yeah, Professor is closer to the microphone than I am, so he's going to be talking to you, and just I'm just be waving my hand to him when we're kind of like coming out of it. We got just a minute on this song.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you live and direct.
Okay, all right then.
Okay.
So remember, she's got a poem, and you're going to do an update. Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
I heard about update. If they have to do a little.
And I'm going to be finding that music while he's talking to you. All right. While you're talking with your update and poem. Okay. You can repeat that to her.
Yes, just looking for the music and then looking for the music whilst you get the poem. We are playing together.
After that, I'm ready. I'm just waiting on Sheda.
Okay.
Just a couple of little things that I want to say, and then, yeah, not a problem. So you just let me know when everyone is ready.
Yeah, that's right. It could be amazing. Let's hope that it will be amazing.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. I'm trying to get a little bit of this track which I'm playing for. There we go. A little bit for Missy and the girls there. We are the champions, but we're not the champions yet. But I suppose that's to be had, isn't it?
Yeah, that's to be had.
Okay, all right. So enough of that. So back to Tunde and obviously her news and views. We've just been going on, for those of you who just tuned into www.bbmcradio.com, we can also get the app. I'm Sheda here with the lovely Mr. With Professor Johnson. For those that are tuning in to Not Just Football 7142.
Yeah, we're live. Apparently we've got 3 viewers.
Okay.
There's 3 people who are 3 people are watching us. Welcome to the 3 viewers.
So
yeah. Quite a few things. Quite a few on okay, so on the football in front, in terms of like the first big game. Tonight's game against France and Senegal is gonna be another kind of big game in one sense. The Brazil-Morocco game. A lot of talk about Morocco. A lot of talk about Morocco is making the investment that they've made. They got to the semi-final in Qatar.
Right.
So it'll be the first team outside of, Japan Korea got to the semi-final in the 2002 World Cup. So the first team outside of Europe and South America, Korea broke that ceiling. Now Morocco, coming from the African continent, getting to the semi-final. The King Abdullah has invested in a massive footballing facility in Rabat, which is, on paper, from what we've been told, is equal in terms of facilities and resources. It's as good a football facility as any in the world. So therefore, the Moroccan players now have got access to training facilities that everyone else has. Now, France, a lot of French-born Moroccans also are considering switching allegiance, where for the first time, France has got to compete with other countries. Now, that necessarily hasn't translated in the UK. What you tend to find is that people of a Caribbean and African background who were born in the UK aren't necessarily having a tug of war with the English FA. What's your thoughts on that, Tunde, in terms of your diaspora born in Europe and the country of their parents now having a...
Because it used to be like almost back in the day that they had to almost split yourself in half and choose. If you choose this one, and these people were offended, I think it's out of order. Me personally, as a player, it should be up to you to say, I'm commit myself that this is who I want to play for. And if you get selected, then that's who you play for, isn't it? That's it. Yeah. So the fact that I think it looked like most of the Moroccan players who was on the pitch were actually born in Morocco. For me, that matter. If you said that this is the country of my father, my mother, this is who I'm going to play for, that's how you go out there and play for. And then you get selected. But not like it's, you can say, I'll play for Morocco and turn up. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the same with, and sometimes it seems like my brother there, Florian Balogun, he played in England under 16 and the second November, but he hadn't been selected for the seniors, so he had the right to choose Muslim as nationality. So he chose to play for America. What are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that I wanted to kind of like highlight, maybe this is something that's gone under the radar for some people. Now, Tottenham Hotspurs has had a season quite shocking in terms of where they were placed, almost getting relegated. Now 3 players, no 4. So you've got Christian Romero, who's in the Argentinian team. You've got Porro, who I don't feel at all he should have been picked by Spain. I thought he was dreadful for Spurs. I don't know how he made the Spanish World Cup squad. Bentancur played last night for Uruguay, and Mickey van der Ven played for Holland.
And these are Spurs players?
These are Spurs players. What was...
They've got about 10
Yeah.
And current.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, playing for your national team, it's a different kind of setup, you know what I mean? I don't understand it fully.
Yeah.
There's some players who like, it's like, what's his name, Cucurella.
Yeah.
Alright? People look when they went to Chelsea, looking like, what kind of player? And then he was brilliant in you know, for Spain. And people were like, oh my days. So sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah. But Cucurella played well for these. Cucurella has actually been playing well for Chelsea. He's been playing all right.
He was like, people was a little bit not sure about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's a bit hard like that.
No, I get it. Yeah. I think for me, the main point is that Tottenham have had a dreadful season. They nearly got relegated. Mickey van der Ven hasn't played that well for Spurs. Neither has Bentancur. And they're playing in the World Cup. And they haven't played well. For Uruguay last night, I didn't think Bentancur played all that well. And again, the draw, the Netherlands game, I don't think Mickey van der Ven played all that well for Holland. You know.
But then maybe they feel differently.
I would also say, for all those players who come out of the Premier League to go to the World Cup,
Yeah.
most of them have played a lot of games, so they're still kind of like finding their feet or do whatever. We'll see. Hopefully, it's the first time they will grow into the tournament.
Yeah, there is that.
They need to grow into it quick, otherwise they'll be able to play home. So we hope that the second game is better.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, teams like Uruguay and the Netherlands, they're going to lose. At one point, yes, they wanted a W. Everyone wants a W, but you can't all get it, innit?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're seeing, there's no doubt about it that they had a miserable season before they club.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they do
Yeah.
for their nation, because it's a different
Yeah.
pride almost that you have to be put on your national shirt.
Yeah, of course. I think after the 7-1 with Cape Verde, I was really fearing the worst for yesterday. So the fact that the Curacao, apologies. After the Curacao game, I was thinking, my God, Lord God, please. But Cape Verde was like, you know what? And the Iran game, Cape Verde, and the Saudi Arabia game, I thought, okay. Because after the Curacao game, it's like, these little small nations, get them out of here. Why are we letting them play in the World Cup? They're dreadful. They're just getting licks. So yesterday's results really put it into perspective to say, you know what?
Definitely.
We need to give these smaller countries, give them a break, you know, and give them an opportunity. Yeah. So.
When you say smaller, are you talking about smaller in like the size of their island or like because
Smaller in stature.
Population.
Yeah.
Population.
Look about them Talawa, yeah.
Okay, so I also want to say to people like Curacao, they were playing Germany.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Won the World Cup, enough times. Okay, 7 goals to be conceded. I'm winning for them. But like I said, you win or you learn. So they need to learn. But the joy, when they scored that goal, the joy was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is why you watch the World Cup. That is why you try and get to that, to support your people on the pitch. You see that that's an historic moment.
Yeah.
Speaking of history,
Yeah.
The football trivia.
let's go back here because Fulham, the Silver and Donovan manager, his history is one of the Benfica, and it's looking like maybe Armando, who was the Real Madrid manager, maybe coming to manage Fulham.
What?
Mourinho was called back
What?
to Real Madrid. This is what I'm hearing.
That's a big whoa. That's big news. That's big news.
I'll come with the information and I hear it from my sources.
Yeah.
You heard it here on www.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So tonight's big game, France versus Senegal. Any thoughts on tonight's game?
That's going to be massive.
Yeah.
You know what, right? I mean, Senegal, my brother, Marlon played for them, and you've got like Mbappe, like playing for France, and he's a world-class player, but he seems to kind of like get a little, I don't fully understand why. You know what I mean? He just needs like.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
That play is play.
Yeah.
He is class.
Yeah.
I just want to see a brilliant game of football there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That needs to be goal, but in fact, the only game that was new was the Spain Cape Verde game, but it was one of the best games of the
yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
those men played hard
Yeah,
and
yeah,
strong,
yeah.
and they definitely showed themselves. I'm not letting you in here.
No,
Yeah, don't mess about with me.
And like I said, I feared after the Curaçao game, I feared the worst. So for them to do that on the back of the Curaçao game, I thought, yes, you know. Again, we've got a little bit of the old gunslinger versus the young pretenders. So just like the Morocco-Brazil game, we've got France, Senegal. Let's hope and see Senegal playing France, another one of the tournament favourites. And see how that game actually pans out.
I've got a little sneaky feeling that there's going to be some fireworks in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
All 22 players on the pitch, yeah, because they're two strong teams.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just end-to-end business.
Yeah.
I like that how you say it.
I'm going to begin to put a score on that game, but I'm seeing goals. So
Yeah.
we're already here. 8 p.m. That's when it kicks off.
Yeah.
They've got some serious both squads just like full of international stars. You know what I mean? They play all over, you know, in the Premier League, over in France, over in Spain. So keep the just watch, and you will see. You know, Kylian Mbappe, Michael that needs to come on.
Yes.
Tunde, that's just, you know what I mean? Williamson, Lever. Oh gosh, that's just like the French side. Then you've got
We're losing you a little bit in concerns to you were talking about obviously the players that we're playing in this evening's event. It's we've just got it's over. It's under an hour before that kick-off and everything else for that game. Tunde, you still with us there? Tunde, you still with us there?
Can you hear us, Tunde? Hello?
We've actually lost her in concerns to just the connection. That's what happens sometimes. Well, as said, we were talking. She was going through this evening's match, and so we're going to be still on air at that time. So we will give you a countdown, and we'll let you know what's happening at that time, and hopefully we'll get some words with Tunde. If not, we can't call her once the game starts. That's just not going to happen. So,
well, we'll be streaming live.
We'll be streaming live here on the, not just football, 7142. So for those three that obviously that are with us right now, thank you very much. And for those of you that are tuning in on the radio, on bbmcradio.com, thank you. And we'll continue with some other information. Tunde also had a poem for us. So you know what, let me play a little bit of this. And we'll see if we can get it back before we go straight into, oh, there we go. We go straight into, there we go. We go straight into Carol. There we go. It's live. That's what happens when it's live. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
We're playing a little bit of with Kofi in the intro. There we go. Tunde, can you hear me? Yeah. We're playing just a little bit of Kofi, Black Pride, and then we'll come back in with you for a minute or two. Okay? We're gonna round it up in concerns to what else are you gonna finish with a piece, or what do you want to finish with there?
Well, I could do it as a short piece, but I have to remind people that also remember the England piece tomorrow. I'm gonna mention it and everything what's going on.
Okay, so we'll do those two things, and then I'll have Professor Johnson say goodbye to you. All right? So we're just playing a little bit of Kofi and Black Pride. Yeah, we've got a little bit of Kofi there with Black Pride. I do know that's one of the favourites there, and I think there's a little bit of Black Pride that's felt with some of these teams. I must admit.
Of course, definitely.
And even when I'm looking.
Speaking of Black Pride, I've got to big up Sheda, who is been called up to the England squad recently. Unfortunately, what's my guy? Tino Livramento, who played for Newcastle, was injured, but my brother Trevor's been called up.
Okay.
So Black Pride right there.
Right. And I must admit, as I'm looking at some of the players, come on, I am looking at the difference that's just the makeup of what I might have seen. I say 20 years ago. That's four World Cups. You know, I know they talk about it. It hasn't come home for some time, and you know, we're still going back to 60s. Like that's the word. That's the word. Representation.
You see people who look like me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we like to see. Yeah, we need to progress it. And you know what, people? Speaking of people who look like me, tomorrow, yeah, 9 p.m. kick-off. England are playing Croatia. So yeah, just get behind Tuchel's boys.
I'll be streaming live.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 7142 will be streaming live.
We'll be streaming live from London Jumpers Inn.
Okay. I want to say thank you to all the listeners that have come, especially to listen to Tunde on bbmcradio.com. Thank you for your support and your continued support. So we've talked about, I suppose, all the teams so far. We've mentioned obviously that England will be playing tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday. And obviously we've got our games this evening. And I think we're looking forward to, I'm looking forward to a really good few weeks where there's just going to be some camaraderie and some niceness around human people for a while. And we can really see some changes in the game, and it just might change the world, eh?
Little by little.
Little by little. So you've got a piece for us today. Today?
I do, yes. It's a short finish now because it's something that I think like Cape Verde had in abundance here, and this poem is one of the across it one to the light there, but it's called Resilience. And this is how it goes. Rising up despite them knocking us down, even when things get hard, we bounce back and turn around that frown. Stress and trauma have been in our lives, but that doesn't define who we are or our ability. It's about adapting to adversity, living with flexibility. Ideas about which positive purpose we can use to help us move forward at our own pace. Everyone reacts to difficult situations differently, and as humans, we have to know we're in more than one place. Never compare or underestimate what someone else has been through. Confidence, competence, connection with a sense of security created, and you realize it's not only you. Experiences shared, lessons learned, and obstacles overcome. Strategy developed, skills built, knowing when to ask for help, and learn to say no without feeling guilt. That is resilience. Thank you.
Thank you. And with those last words, we look forward to speaking with you next week on www.bbmcradio.com, where there'll be more results heard, more information concerns the World Cup, and other news and views from our very own Tunde, and I'm sure, we'll go back to Professor in no time, but thank you very much, Tunde.
It's been my absolute pleasure, people. I'm just going to go really hydrate, get myself ready for this aim and kick off.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice one. Nice one.
Respect, take care.
Thank you.
Everybody good?
I know that's what some of the players are saying. So we're going to go from this into something quite different. I did hope that you keep yourself hydrated in this one. It's very important when we get these little heat waves. Is that right, Professor? That we keep ourselves hydrated and
It is important.
dehydrated.
Yeah, it is important.
And what are the main ways that we can do that?
The most important thing is not the actual amount of fluid, it's the amount of electrolytes.
Okay. And that's what they talk about the electrolytes within there.
Yeah, within the fluid, yeah, because you sweat the fluid out,
Right.
and then within that, your body salts, the sodium, the potassium,
Right.
the zinc,
Mm-hmm.
mainly sodium, potassium, zinc,
Mhm.
and calcium.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the 4 kind of main,
Sodium,
potassium,
zinc,
and calcium. There's loads of other nutrients as well,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of like immediately what's going to impact on you,
That's what's required.
those 4 minerals, when we lose them in great quantities, our sporting and physical activity capacity becomes lessened. So therefore, it's really important that we keep those 4 up with our water content.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a privilege to have Professor Johnson. It's Carol going straight off this because she's on the motorway somewhere. I need to call her. I need to call her. Okay, well that's playing. Do you want to keep that over there, or it just seemed comfortable last week when I just had that and I can just talk? So do we? So for this one, do we want to have?
Because if I do that,
Mm-hmm.
once the phone's pointed that way and I've got it on there,
But for her, I want to talk to Carol.
yeah.
Well, not so that you want to, but if I talk to Carol. But so can I use the actual stand for that then, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, that one, the other one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is just much better. Because it left me with hands free. Let me find out where she is. Hey Carol, how are you doing there? Okay, are you waiting for us by the byway? Oh my gosh, I didn't. Oh, okay, all right. So we're bringing you straight in. If that's a. Okay, all right. So we're just playing this, and we're going to bring. Can I have the stand, please? Oh, okay, all right. So we're going to go in with your event for today, and anything else. All right. Okay. I'm going to at one time I'm going to swap you at the end of this from me to speak with Professor. We've got the seconds coming in. Okay, I'm going to go into that music.
You're very muffled.
So what did you say?
Muffled.
Okay, I'm just putting you up, just trying to get a microphone sorted there. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, you won't be able to hear Professor until I move the phone back. I'm just going to change the music. Okay. Okay. Well, we go from one sport to another. That was quite exciting. All the news and views and information concerns the World Cup. Wow, with all those games. I mean, when we think of the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so we've got another, well, we've got obviously all the categories, not all the categories.
All the different zones, yeah, because there's now 48 teams.
Yes.
So we've got Group A to L.
Right, obviously to finish.
Yeah.
So with that, as far as we can see, we're looking forward to a really good World Cup, and who's to know what can happen. The other sports, obviously, that we've mentioned that have been on this weekend, yes, we've got the men's in the Queens that have started. We've got the finals from the ladies from the Queens last week. Emma lost. We've got the dance semi-finals. There's a little bit of boxing. There's this, there's that, there's cricket as well. But one thing which is much more important is Formula One. Let's get it sorted, baby. Let's get it sorted. So, to the point. How you doing there, Carol?
Hi, good afternoon. Good morning. Welcome.
Good. Welcome. I was telling our listeners, those who are listening to us on, it's not just football, 7412, and those that are listening to us, obviously from wherever they are, on www.bbocradio.com. I was at a function on Sunday, and my phone made this ping, and I very really kind of like look at it, and there's certain things that I think, okay, I'll deal with that when I finish. However, I looked down and I saw it's hammer time. The whole room had changed as far as I was concerned. Carol had my complete attention because that can only mean one thing. Hammer time means something's going on. Something's happening. And I know that he started in a second. I didn't get to see the start of the, I sacrificed, and I must say great big congratulations to the bride and groom, which obviously was why I was at a function, but it was exciting to hear what was going on. I didn't see the race until later in concerns to Formula One. So, when we talk about racing, it's not just what happens obviously at the circuit and on the circuit, but everything else around that. And that's why, for the good fortune of having Carol Glen on the F1 All Sports Radio Talk Show, we get to find out about her diary, the things that are involved in not just the networking, but how people will get in contact with her, and also just what she's achieved over the many years of being involved in the sport. So we're going to find out something fantastic that's called a really brilliant day that she's had, because when I spoke to her, she seemed like you wouldn't believe how much fun she had. So Carol, over to you.
Right, well, today I'm sitting in the Royal Services car park.
The glory of it.
I've been at Warwick University today. I went to a conference. It was called Innovation and Growth, and it was organised by Silverstone Technology Cluster and Silverstone Park. And the reason I got invited was because I go to that Silverstone Women's Innovation Network. And I thought it might be a little bit highbrow for me. I thought, no, let me come along. Am I glad I got up at 6 o'clock this morning to come here? I'm going to see they have so many different panels which talk about different things. From the first one was about trade, export and trade, international trade. But it was done in a very informative way. It was having the government and was talking about how to do exporting, what to look for, pitfalls, etc. And the panel of speakers were really diverse, from somebody from Barclays Bank to people who actually were manufacturing stuff. They had one, but then there was another inspirational story where there was two youngsters who they're sailing. They're trying to get into the next Olympics, doing sailing, and they were basically showing about how they use innovation to because the class of saying that they do, they're allowed to make changes. They look at how you can maybe make the harness lighter, the rudder different, and they look at people to try and help them do that, as well as help them to get to Olympics.
Is that for, do they, well no, I know, is that for weight, and obviously that's just to ensure that...
Yeah, weight, sales, and there's no rules in this what they do, I think it's called 2 man.
Oh yes, 2 man, yes.
Yeah, but it was like very interesting. Then we had another interesting discussion called the low altitude economy. It was actually about drones and why the drones have come on and what drones are used for, and where they are in the world. Then the afternoon one was even better. The keynote session is called Mission Impossible. Fly a drone through thought alone.
Through thought alone, so we're not having no remote control.
And if I tell you, I'll put it recorded, I'll send you the recording of this experiment. But this guy is very, very clever, and so a lot of research by test the brain, to show us why this guy, why the volunteer wearing his head gear, you can monitor the brain activity. So you can see when he's sitting like calm down, because I can see when the brain was suddenly calm. Then when he sort of like pinched him or pushed him, the brain actually goes up. He then just by thought.
Okay.
Then the mind blowing thing was, you could have this mini drone, you had to have papers that was told you by the word, you couldn't have it fly around the river. And when it gave the guy the command, he got this drone to fly.
With just thought.
He just thought.
Wow.
Now, we know seeing is most certainly believing. So you've seen it. It's, you know, these things come through all kind of means. It's like we know with motorsport, you see it at the top end and then it trickles down, obviously.
Exactly.
So this is something, you know, and if the powers that be, and I'm talking, I don't want to use the word warfare, but that's the warfare, that's what I mean. Through thought, it was on its way, it was coming. I remember seeing a Blue Peter. Did you show me, is it Professor Johnson? You showed me a Blue Peter show or something like what they asked for in Blue Peter, I think maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They asked some children, and this is what we've got now. So.
Yeah. And when I say it's mind-boggling, it's just mind-boggling. There's another guy that actually works for a company called Make UK, the Make Pay, and he's very heavily involved with Ministry of the MIP and
Yes.
watching that. I think it's one of the most interesting conferences ever. But on top of that, I remember going to Royal University years ago before I went down. People.
Yes.
I always push Loughborough or Oxford as being the place to go to university for studying automotive. No. Get yourselves down to Warwick.
Right.
Warwick have got a big unit, they've got about 12 buildings now.
You've heard it
And it's
here.
called Warwick Manufacturing Group.
Wow.
WMG. When I say the facilities that they've got in this place, they're doing live research with 70 people. They've got a zero car, a car that's been built from waste. And it feels like a hypercar that goes in waste, like an LMP2 car.
Wow.
They've got an electric motorcycle that actually they'll be fixed by Norton, and they'll put that will go as an electric bike. The things that they are doing in this university, all the students get proper hands-on, and if they've got an idea of a company comes to them, so that they need to help research on a particular idea, they will do it.
That's it. All it takes is an idea. And the great thing about universities, or the university, your time at university, is that being involved in a research department really allows you to think about it. You've got the funds, and the scope is magnanimous. It's obviously what then happens to it which makes it different to the economies of scale and those of us that are left to use it. Which,
I've had the bestest day. And I was going to have a tour around, so we were in this building at the end of the day called Mackintosh building. And this guy called Mackintosh, he had this vision back in the 80s about making Warwick into the top excellence for engineering. And I think that's been achieved. He's got 9 people, and I've looked at it.
Warwick University.
Warwick University. It's under the section of Warwick Manufacturing Group, WMG.
WMG.
It's awesome.
The
Awesome.
great thing about that also is that when you hear certain things about universities, having this information is like I said, have you heard? You know, in other words, you might think you need to go to certain places, but it does make a difference to think that this would be the place to have gone. And the name of the conference, what was it called again, please?
It's called Innovation and Growth.
Innovation and Growth. And
I want to meet some lovely people to network with, hope to make some good contacts that will help me with what I'm trying to do, or I can help other people.
so, and it is about networking, especially in that kind of environment. And like-minded. And we wish you all the very best. And obviously, having the opportunity to attend such an event, it's encouraging because it's about who's in the room.
Exactly. And again, I'm saying to everybody, I always say to people, make yourself uncomfortable. Sometimes you think, oh, should I go to that? It was really so this was going, no, I'm not going to go. But I'm so glad that I did.
Brilliant.
Because I would have missed out on a lot of nothing. And so seeing what I saw today was slow, that knocked me out. So I will send it to you, you can see it for yourself. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
It wasn't.
Hmm.
It was
That'd be good. So, shall we go to any other dates before we go to our F1? Just still coming down from that.
I'm off to Canberra to Wales on Friday.
Oh, see you there.
We've got track racing at Canberra at the weekend. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can. We can do this. Yeah.
And then, so that's this weekend. And then I've got a couple of weekends off, and then I've then got my speaking engagements around on the 6th of July and the 8th of July. And then I end up then going to, before that I've got Thruxton for retro race meeting. That's the weekend of the Grand Prix.
Yes.
And then I've got
When you say the Grand Prix, we're talking about the British Grand Prix Silverstone.
British Grand Prix, yeah. So yeah, so I'm going into my busy period now. So yeah,
Yes.
that's very good.
At least a few weeks with a break, so to speak, before that happens. I will say that you've done the training obviously at the beginning of the year before the season starts. Is there evidence that more people have come into the stewarding and more people are there new people? That's what I want to say, because we spoke.
Yeah, there are a few new people, but equally we are losing. I mean, it's like last week we had messages coming from on various Facebook groups. We lost 3 different marshals last week, and because of that, we're all aware that it's getting like that now.
Yes.
So for everyone that's been repented, we're losing one.
Yes.
So that's why it's important for youngsters to get involved. You know, this is the time to get involved now, because you can end up being in a main role or doing something pivotal in motorsport, and because we need these, etc.
And even though it is a voluntary, there's a lot of volunteers, because it's a voluntary sport, but there's a lot of volunteers that's required, those people that you see trackside and so forth, and concerns to the health and safety of the sport. However, with good conduct, and as you say, an opportunity to travel the world and meet others and be in an environment that can really put you maybe in a sphere that could be paid in different ways.
Exactly. And what else I was going to say? Okay, the other story I was saying as well. So they had 2 cars. They had another car that was like a single-seater, and the students running that, they're doing former students, which is also an event the week after the Grand Prix.
Right.
And as it has up, I'm actually looking at the event for Silverstone.
Oh wow.
Talking to this young man,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, well, how are you getting on your course? And I went, he said, finish next year. He said, I've got my job. And I went, what? That's really good. He's going to go and work at Albion.
All right.
He's had his job interview a year in advance. But because of what the reason why he got the job, not only obviously university studying, because he's heavily involved in the university motorsport activities, and he can talk through all the things they've done,
Yes.
that gave him the edge on everybody else.
Good. Yes.
No, and I keep saying to people, you've got to get involved, you've got to get your hands on, you've got to get out there. If you want to do something, whether it's motorsport, or anything you want to do, make sure you can try and find a people called help out, shadow, have a go at, whatever. Please put yourself out there.
Knowledge
That
is
edge.
power.
Always want to see, because they always want something that's a bit experience, or a bit more like, they don't want something that's just got 1-1 or 2-1 degree, and all theory, they want practical skills.
We're going to have ourselves a little bit more of a break here, and we're coming right back with further information exactly what did happen in Spain. What exactly happened?
What happened in Spain?
What happened? Anything new? Anything? What happened? Okay. Wow. I'm just playing a little bit of Fleetwood Macs and then coming back in with that. I thought just to break it up a little bit. And then I suppose it's just chat really. I haven't gone over, we had a little bit technical at the beginning. So let me get my information that tells me exactly.
The top of doing a little bit of section on my phone, I'm not doing too much.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over I'm just going to mention the history of Spain, go over who was fastest for the practice. I'll do the qualifying before I mention anything about the results.
Okay.
Is that all right? And then
Yeah, that's right.
okay. And I was going to mention the Indy 500, but we've still got time for that if anything. Did you see it?
More importantly,
No, not the Indy, no.
The long track for Ireland also.
Yeah, okay, that's a whole, okay, right. Okay, thank you. Ah, brilliant. That's what it takes to. Alrighty. There, bit there. Okay, better. Okay, we're just getting our speakers. Okay, alright.
Listening to the room a lot.
That's right. Alrighty, so Spain. Well, in everything that it said, Spain, that's the 12th to the 14th of June. For Spain, this is going to be the last time that we're going to be in Spain consecutively. We're going to have, it's going to be interchangeable. We've got Spain, and then we're going to have, I call it France, and then we're going to go back. So it's going to be every other year. So we're going to interchange with that. And that was, and because of that, some drivers know that they may not be at the Spain Grand Prix again. It's not a sprint race. Last year's qualifying was Piastri, and in fact, Piastri won last year. We have 66 laps, 14 corners, the length of 4.657 kilometers, a distance of 307.236 kilometers. The first race at Spain was in 1991. The fastest lap, which is done every year, as we know, is 1.15743. That was Oscar Piastri, and that was last year. And well, it's got this long straight to the first corner, and tire temperature a little bit different. I mean, I really did have to get myself wrapped around just understanding how much tire difference and degradation for this year and for the tires that were chosen. Most of them started on soft tires. We had medium and soft. A few started on hard. No. There was only one that started on hard. Soft and mediums for the start. That's of course. Yeah, quite right. And wow, I mean, in concerns to a race, as I said, it's the last one here until we go to France next year, and then we'll be back with I call it France, and then Catalan again. But there's two in that sense in Spain. Most wins here. Well, we're going to find that out. I will say because it's not a sprint week. We had our practice 1, 2, and 3, which is the Friday 1 and 2. George was very good for he came first for P1, so it's George, Oscar, and then Leclerc for P1, which was the practice 1. For practice 2, it was Lando, George, and Oscar. And then for practice 3, we had George, Piastri, and Leclerc. So they kind of, the same kind of names that we're hearing, but, fiddled around a little bit there. So what's really changed? I mean, it was just a really nice weekend. Let's talk about the qualifying. So I'm going to go from 22 in concern and then going up. So as I said, Alonso, maybe his last race there because of his age and stage, and he's a daddy now. He may not necessarily do that. He started on hard tyres. Then we had Stroll, Bottas, Perez, Albon, and Ocon, and Sainz came in 16th. With this, I would say the speed. It's one of those tracks, like many tracks, they speed up. And this is another one of those tracks where you've got to ensure that you're in track limits. Otherwise, you get your black and white flags. And then if you get that, you get your lap time. During qualifying, you get your lap time deleted. Thank you. Yes. And so that's what nearly happened to a few drivers in concerns to they were kind of warned. And because there was a lot of traffic. That's another thing which you heard, and drivers were very concerned if they'd obviously be able to have the room. So that was at 17 Ocon, 16 Sainz. Behrman did quite well in concerns to 15th Gasly. Bottas, that's Colapinto. Bottas, Colapinto 12, and then Lindblad in the 11th position. That's fantastic. Now 10-1. Now Leclerc, he came in and he's got 10th place because he had an accident actually, which meant that he'll be 10th within the qualifying there. Hulkenberg, wow, made it to 9th position. That's like, good on you, Hulkenberg. Lawson, well, kind of, that's another, last year's rookie, I suppose. And remember, the only rookie that we have this year is in fact Lindblad. In fact, he made it to 11. Okay, that's good. So we've got Lawson at 8th, Piastri 7, Hajar 6. I wish he did a bit better there, but anyway. Verstappen 5th, Norris 4th, Antonelli, Hamilton and Russell. So, for the starting, we've got Russell, Hamilton and Antonelli. 10th career pole for Russell, first in Spain. Hamilton, he just kind of like missed out on P1. Well, we could say Antonelli just kind of like missed out on P1 too. But however, all British from there, in concerns to having obviously Russell, Hamilton, and then we've got Norris down 11th. So now close to the top. Tyres were mainly, as we said, soft, and they were all on fresh tyres. We did have a red, we did have a red flag for a short one of the race. Now, let's talk about the race. We started off with how many, now, I didn't see the race from the beginning, but I get the impression, Carol, that you did. How did you feel?
When it started, I heard who went off first.
Stroll.
Stroll, after about half an hour. It was quite early on in the race.
He was on the first.
And obviously it was a virtual safety car, so they all dived in. They got rid of those soft tyres. They continued. At that stage, Russell still in
Russell, I don't think Hamilton took over until laps. He had about 20 laps to go. So,
before that, he did before that.
Oh, yeah, it would have been before that because it would have been when because we had the Antonelli, Bennett.
When I started doing all the pit stops, the first lot of pit stops, when obviously some people didn't pit, I don't think. So
I think that was. Sorry to interrupt you. I think it was Alonso because Alonso he went down at lap 41.
Yes.
So around that time, with the opportunity to come in, and then obviously Berman had to stop, didn't he?
No, it was still only, there was 3 virtual safety cars.
Okay, so we had Hulkenberg in lap 31, and that was a shame. Yeah, it's a shame about Hulkenberg. Yeah, lap 31, and then I see that Albon was out. Not too long after that.
Well, I think Albon drove into the pits, and then actually Albon didn't come back out. He was actually 11 laps behind.
Oh, that's why he was 11 laps left.
Yeah,
Okay.
they used it as a test to get better.
Right.
He actually go back out.
Right.
Oh, so that's hard to remember. Anyway, so basically during them coming in to do the timetables, Hamilton managed to move up. And then obviously Russell lost first. I think for a little while, I think was it Kinney was leading for a little while.
Yeah, that was when he took over. Not so much.
It was all down to the pit stops.
Yes. That strategy, I think we must say, really does make a difference, and we can see how important it was for Ferrari to get their act together there.
Yeah. And also, so especially like on the last one, because Hamilton had almost like a 20-second lead most of the time. And on the last one they had to be heading, he was in and he managed to get back out just in front of George.
Just in front. Now that's when they had the yellow flag. The difference between the virtual, you can still come in on a virtual, is that correct?
Yes.
So,
yes.
And then he just made it in time to obviously get his tyres changed to come out, and I think that's where the difference was made. And I'm really pleased that Ferrari got themselves together there.
In that respect with the virtual has gone, because basically all the cars have to go around at the same speed, so I think they're down to about 60%, so like 6 to 8 miles an hour, they can't go fast. And that means you've got that time to go in, so when you lose that time of going into the pit then and coming out, it's almost the same for everybody.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between that and if, let's say, the safety car came out, which obviously would have gone in front of the lead?
Because you have to wait to get to the proper dance getting around to the pit then, whereas if you're in the virtual car, you're all spaced out around the track.
Right. And then when the virtual safety lights go out, then you can just go. As opposed to if there's a safety car in front of you, when the safety car goes in, then it's.
Then we go, yeah.
But it's also the car that's in front. Now, does it matter where on the track that happens when?
No.
Okay.
It just happens. But when they get captains, the drivers get told through their headsets, first percent car, 1, 2, 3, first percent car, and then when it's finished, they'll go, first percent car period ending, 1, 2, 3, go.
Right. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars out. This is going to keep happening. We're going to keep seeing this. Obviously, Antonelli, his car just decided that's not happening. And it's some.
No, it's not that's not off because Antonelli and Russell were having a real big tussle.
Yes.
They were going nose to cone. Russell did knock Antonelli's front wing, and then literally straight after that, Antonelli suddenly went. Antonelli got in front of him, and then Antonelli went very slow, stop.
Can't stop.
The car died. Yeah.
If Antonelli had kept himself still and just not fuss, as they had, encouraged him to do, but he's come back fighting with fighting words.
And because he wants to try and get back up, a lot of his, just what he did, he had so many black and white that he was about to get another penalty, so this is what he did coming, I think that would have been even worse for him.
Yes. And obviously that means you're just stricken, or you get the 5-second penalty.
Yeah.
And with a 5-second penalty, you more likely would have ended up, obviously, 8th, 9th, with the distance that was there.
Yeah.
So some drivers did have a good race in concern to the top 10 that was there, but what we're really focusing on in some respects is the fact that Ferrari have won a race with Lewis Hamilton for the first time, and it's in Spain. I mean, that's...
But can I say something else?
Yes, of course.
Everybody's concentrating on the tyres. What you don't realise, the difference between Hamilton since the start of this year, think about it, it's his third podium this year.
Yes.
Whereas last year he only had one.
If that.
And he had got
And then that was taken away from them, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Then now, I think the team are now listening to him. He's got an engineer that he can get on with.
Yes.
But more importantly, he wanted a particular type of brakes.
Yes.
And those brakes are now on his car.
Yes. And the clerk's got them too. I apologise. Yes.
So he's got newfound confidence in the car because it suits his own braking style. Plus, he's got to grips with all the new way to start the car and get the car round. So that's why they start to see the old Hamilton come back. Now, so what I gather, both cars have got the new brakes. Those brakes are actually quite expensive, so it's back to the same cap. But as you've noticed, for the last 2 races, if not 3 races, the clerk has crashed at city corners.
He has, hasn't he?
Because he's not getting on the brakes.
He's not good. Even though... My apologies.
Sorry. So, what I've got to think, and again, and I think probably it could be down to the cost of straight up, because a lot of money, these brakes are going to buy from the house and stuff, they'll show the house. Why can't I get Leclerc has the brakes he wants, and Hamilton has the brakes that he wants? Maybe it's the fact that both cars have the same, but obviously Leclerc always did better racing the car than Hamilton did.
Yes.
But Hamilton's now definitely outshining
Leclerc.
And also, I think his engineer listened to him, and they've got their pit stops absolutely.
Baby. That was a joy to see. It was so pleasing to see just the efficiency, and also Hamilton doesn't necessarily mince his words. He say, "Good job, guys," and he always want to congratulate the whole team and everyone back at the factory. I did listen to him, and one thing I did feel was that when he said he's got the greatest fan base, I felt that that includes me and you. But and it just everyone felt, even as I was looking on the other media platforms, how everyone just feels so emotional about him winning. It's not he's won, but we've won.
All the time I've seen him, the team, the team when he got the car and jumped onto the team,
Yes.
we're all generally so happy to put that place. By such a large margin as well.
Yes, 20 seconds.
20 seconds. He was well in front.
Yeah.
Well in front. So, So I think coming up to Austria and the British Grand Prix, now, you're going to have 2 hungry people. You've got George, who definitely wants to get back to the top.
Nice.
Nando, who's hasn't had
No, he hasn't. He hasn't had a win, is it? Let me have a look.
So you're going to have 3 Brits booked, one playing British Grand Prix.
And 5 Brits representing.
Yeah.
And 5, because obviously Lindblad and
Yeah.
Bellman.
Yeah, I mean, sit at the top.
Yes.
At the top.
Yes.
I think that Lewis is now lying second in the championship now with 41 points.
That feels fantastic.
Yeah.
First Hamilton win since, and with an all British podium since 1968 in concerns to, was it Jackie Stewart, John Hill, and is it Sutil? What was Sutil? Graham Hill. And what was Sutil? Sutil's, I can't remember his first name. Sutil. But that's what I'm looking at there. 41 points, and that means that with the European leg and with his track record in some of those circuits, there's a great chance. I mean, he's now the first one to have won so many the Spanish Grand Prix, you know, and being his 106th Grand Prix victory.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And another thing, going back to Ferrari, they had 8 upgrades. And I didn't get them all, but the nose, the front wing, the front of the car, and obviously the brakes. Now, I thought that Lewis had these brakes beforehand and he was able to use them.
No. He's fought tooth and nail. He's put them last with those brakes.
So this year, with him having those brakes and obviously Leclerc having those brakes, we can maybe see a difference in just how they're managed and how Leclerc can actually work with them. I thought Leclerc asked for them, though, as well, or to ask to have brakes like Lewis.
Yes, I'm not much on.
Yeah, never have I.
But he's obviously, because he did that, he crashed at Monaco, he went down the corner, and I thought he was brakes on it, and it's almost similar. He's doing it all on his own.
Yes.
And it's not like it's doing the camera, so I wonder if it gets that point that he hasn't actually worked out what the brakes do.
Right. Just to backtrack a little bit there, Lando did in fact win the sprint at Miami, in
That's right, yeah.
it concerns to, that's joy for him there. But otherwise, we've had Australia was George, China was George for the sprint. We had Kimi win the race. Japan was Kimi again, and then from there we had the sprints from Lando, but then we had Kimi win the race, and we had the sprint with George, and obviously Kimi winning the race at Canada and then Monaco, and that's his 5 in a row for Kimi and Antonelli, which has now been broken by Sir Lewis Hamilton. I will say one thing which I found quite interesting, for the interviews, to see there, obviously being interviewed by Nico Rosberg, his former teammate. Obviously, second there was George Russell, who, you know, okay, he came in second, and that might have been where he wanted to be, but good for him, he's still going through, and then obviously Lando coming in behind them. Sometimes there are racers who they come into a season or a time when they never really get a championship. You know, they're close, but they're not really close enough. So I'm not saying that's what it's going to be for George, but I do hope that things change for him so he doesn't become that. Well, no, Raikkonen did get a championship in 1 year, didn't he? I think. No, who was it? It was with Schumacher. We never really quite got. There was some who just never got a championship. You just thought they might have, but it just never really happened for. Like Ricardo, you might have thought that might happen for him, and it just never really happens. In that era when you're against greats, and you just it's not you from that point of view. Wow! I think we've got a week before. Obviously, we're off to Austria, but with that said, it still feels absolutely awesome, and I feel ecstatic when I realised that he won the race. My phone was like ping, ping, ping. People that they don't necessarily, we might not necessarily talk, but because they're aware that I'm an F1 fan, they know, okay, I need to call her and see if she's come off the cloud. So I'm saying thank you so much, Carol, and it really brought joy to me. Of course. Yeah. I need to share this. I need to know. So even though you didn't see the race, Professor Johnson, do you feel that the warmth of the Hammer Globe?
I was pleased to hear that he won. Again, I was watching Monaco, so I was really impressed with the way that he drove, and I suppose there was a lot of talk of Antonelli and Norris being the new drivers, and he's now got to be the elder statesman and kind of step aside and support one of these guys to make a mark for themselves. And then Saturday or Sunday was I'm still in the hunt. I'm in the hunt. I'm there. I'm here.
Alright.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not ready to train nobody yet, man. I'm not ready to train no apprentice yet.
And that's what he had. That's what he was really telling me, because there's been so much speculation about, is he going to make it? Is he too old?
Yeah, all of
Should
that,
he
all of that.
continue? Remember who you are. You know, we win together, we lose together, and that's what his friends, his fans, are really like that. We know there's just don't give up.
Yeah.
Do not give up. Definitely.
You're still in the frame. You're in the hunt. You're in the frame. You know, you're there. These drivers need to be aware that you're a serious contender.
Oh, they
for the
are. I
championship.
think, yeah, definitely.
So therefore, you know, don't just write me off straight away.
We are, wow, just moments coming up to 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to ask any last words from yourself, Carol.
Well, get all the same, please.
Yes.
Get all the same.
Yes, most definitely. I totally
All the
agree.
same. I can't wait, you know, for the next couple of, especially leading up to
Sinister.
that's Silverstone, yeah.
It's going to be
We've got to
hectic.
do one. We've got to do another live. We've got to do a party. We've got to do a racing party.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen
We'll make it
because
happen.
we know that the game is late running on that.
Before I go,
Yes.
there's another one on the podium. For the weekend, I was also Le Mans 24 hours. I think it's what
Yes.
it I wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think was it Mike Conway who was driving the Toyota that one? Was in there, so there was another Brit at the top of it.
Thank you for that, because I was trying to catch up. It was great, and I wouldn't mind giving us a bit of a chat about the Indy 500, because I'm learning more about that since we mentioned it, and I'm going to make a note here, obviously, because Le Mans is usually one that's just it's fierce. It's fierce, and the endurance of it, and the respect to the drivers, obviously. Just you know, but we can't be everywhere.
And I saw him again, and in fact, Zach Brown, so the
Okay.
Ferrari were one of the top five. And Zach Brown and I went from Le Mans on Saturday back to Spain on Sunday.
Okay. When you say, oh wow, yeah, place to be. All right, so thank you very much. You've been listening to Carol on www.bbncradio.com. I know our times have been different today, but thank you very much. And
I'm going to get on still, so thank you for accommodating me. And I hope all those watching football, so I think it's Wednesday with match. If your match that's coming up soon, isn't it?
yes, in just a few moments, actually, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, France, Senegal, France.
France,
Senegal.
no, England to tomorrow. England to tomorrow.
England tomorrow.
Oh, okay, it's tomorrow. Okay, so I'm sure the roads will be empty tomorrow.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, well, enjoy yourselves. Have a good week.
Thank
I'll
you.
speak to you next week.
All right, lovely.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye. We are so fortunate. Yes, we are coming up to that time.
Wow.
So we're going to have a quick, let's see if we've got our lovely person to be talking to us about running,
Yeah.
you know, and about going out
What's
there.
good in the hood?
What's good in the
The
hood?
community sports segment.
Now, our community sports for a quickie, we're going to do a bit of that, which I think
Yeah.
will be absolutely nice. And yeah, I'm pleased. I'm really pleased. Let's have a little bit of this. There we go. Why is my volume just not doing the right thing? Okay, we'll leave that right there. With that said, we're going to press. I think I like the John Holt that we played a little bit earlier. So we'll
Yeah, 1,000 volts.
Yeah.
1,000 volts.
have a bit more of that. I like that. There we go.
A little bit of John.
Shall I do a wheel and come again?
Please,
Shall I do a wheel and come again?
please,
Okay.
rotate.
Okay.
Rotate, auto rotate,
Okay.
auto rewind.
Okay.
and start from the very top.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I didn't realise the time, which is why. Okay, we're going to give. Can we find out how much? Because we're meant to be calling Mr. Mackintosh in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see if we can go straight to
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
And have a little.
Yeah, at least.
What's
Just
the word?
That's why if I'm on the thing, even if it's just to let me know sometimes what the time is, I don't mind. Okay. Time knocks itself and knocks itself. It's using I'm right here. Shouldn't be upset. Oh, sorry. Priscilla, can you hear me, darling?
Yeah, I think.
Right. I apologise for calling a little bit later. We've got a little less time than we had beforehand. So we've got about maybe 6-7 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna put you over to my cousin. He's so much easier just for me to say it. He's Professor Johnson. I'm gonna hand you over to Professor Johnson, and I'm gonna introduce you that way. Okay? All right then. Ricardo. Sorry, darling.
She didn't realise we went to uni together. He said, "What, Priscilla? What are you talking about?" I wasn't talking to her today. Why was you talking to her?
Look, mind your business. Mind your business. Don't tell him nothing. Mind your business. Okay. 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 Alright. Okay. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us we got it. Okay, Fred. All right, just to let you know that you're live on air now.
Yeah, you are live now.
So, Professor Johnson, what are we talking about? Who are we talking to, and why are we talking to them?
We are. This is our What's Good in the Hood segment. We're talking about community sports to your locality. So you've got the big World Cup that's happening now, but we're talking about what's happening locally on your doorstep. Community sports, community physical activity that's happening right on your doorstep. So, if you could introduce yourself, please tell the listeners who you are.
Hi, I'm the J, poet, mental health advocate, events organizer, and lover of everything in the community. I love working in the community, being in the community, and promoting things of the community.
Okay, so whilst Donald Trump's across the pond having his big football tournament, what is happening locally on our doorstep? There's a little running club that's going on very locally on our local doorstep in the NW10 area. If you can tell us a little bit about Nine's walking group, if possible.
With Nine's walking and talking initiative, so it's basically people come together and they walk and they talk every Tuesday at the Jason Roberts Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a really active group, really friendly. People come down, walk around the park at Jason Roberts, and then go in and have some snacks. And then generally sometimes they might have a talk, or just spend some time together. They even recently had a picnic. So they're
Okay.
they're really bringing the community together. So they had a picnic. And
That's
it's kind
lovely
of
to hear.
like just developed as a group of people that enjoy walking, finding a safe space that they can come together and just explore, getting fit through walking and making friends. Because a lot of people have made friendships through that group.
Getting their
Okay.
steps in.
Yeah, get their steps in. And can anyone join this group?
Anybody can join, you just have to turn up on a Tuesday. Time starts from 6 o'clock at
Okay.
Jason Roberts Foundation. Anybody can come. Just turn
Okay.
up.
Just turn up and just come. And there's no pressure on how far you have to walk or anything like that. It's just all good social interaction.
Well, they do encourage a few laps around the park.
Okay.
But it's more or less taken at your pace, so you're not like forced to walk more than you feel like you can walk at a time. And just
Okay.
make the kind of like build yourself up. If you feel like you can just do one, do one 2, it's about working in a way that works for you, that you feel
Okay.
comfortable. And it's more that kind of community spirit, people coming together, people feeling comfortable, people feeling safe. So
Yeah.
a lot of people have said that they've started walking more, and it's helped support, like, lower their blood pressure because they're actually getting steps in and they're doing the exercise. So they know they're going to start doing those steps in that walking group.
That's
So
fantastic.
and they're encouraged, and after that, they continue walking, and then also have a WhatsApp group with lots of information is shared, and
Yeah.
then also people can share their fitness journey as well.
Okay.
In a safe space.
Yeah, in a safe space, in a nice safe space. Yeah. So all people need to do is on a Tuesday, turn up at the Jason Roberts Foundation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got this in postcode.
Oh, we're gonna get the postcode so people can join in.
That's why sometimes you just need to know where to go and also what you can do that will help yourself from the point of view. And that's yeah.
Okay. Let me just scroll through and get this one. But like I said, it's on a Tuesday. You just turn up and come down, meet people. It's 9 who runs the group,
Yeah,
and he's a great person to give you that support
yeah.
and encourage you each week. So he's
Okay.
really enthusiastic, and they will walk rain, shine. They've gone out every week. He
Or
doesn't
storm.
shut the group down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
He
Yeah.
keeps the group going. So it's NW10 8LW.
Okay, NW10 8LW, Jason Roberts Foundation, the location for Nines Walking Group for all residents, anybody who's local near NW10. And hopefully from time to time we can get some more community, what's good in the hood, local community sports events.
So if you're doing something that you'd like to let us know,
Yeah, I'll be
so
happy to share more information, what's happening in Brent.
Yeah.
Just let me know, and I'm happy to jump back on.
Yeah, thank you very much and much appreciated for your call at this short notice. We're grateful for your input. Much appreciated.
thank you very much, Mr. J.
Alright, thanks a lot, Sheda. Thanks
Okay.
a lot. Take
Right.
care. Alright, bye.
You're right there, girl. Oh, she's gone. It really is all about you, and that's some great information there.
Absolutely some great information. We've just kicked off France, Senegal, 0-0. Kylian Mbappe leading France out. He's captain for this World Cup. And we'll see how this game goes. I will keep you posted.
Okay, all right. It's really all about you. We're going to be speaking with the lovely Mr. Mackintosh with the agenda. Well, I think it's going to be a quick one, more than likely, because I know the game just kicked off. Let's find out what he's got to say in just a moment. Dens, you there? Good evening. Let me just put you up there and put you on the other one. Just one moment. Here we go. Okay. Okay, all right then. So, got it then? Okay. So we've just got the kick-off to the game. So we've got Mr. Mackintosh who's going to give us his agenda and the things we need to hear. But more importantly, it's over to you. Okay, there we go. We've got Professor in there. We've got Professor in there.
Is Professor Johnson in the house?
Yes, I am. I'm here, sir.
It's Professor Johnson. I'm sure you're watching a little bit of the Senegal and France games. I'm sure there's been lots of discussion early in regards to the football that we are seeing. I've just got one take from me. The players of a lot of matches so far, apart from 2 games, have been this World Cup. There's some goalkeepers who, I think in about 3 or 4 matches, goalkeepers have won man of the match bunch.
Yeah, man. The Cape Verde goalkeeper, man.
Other countries as well, which
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
it's not only in football, Professor Johnson, it's in a lot of sports,
Yeah,
be it
absolutely.
rugby, be it cricket and so on, where, you know, the big nations try to keep things for themselves. They want, you know, all the recognition for their players, etc., etc. Whereas, you know, I saw Japan playing some football, and I'm thinking, you know, that's, you know, better than a lot of European football. So there must be something with the J League. Even Saudi Arabia, I mean, there were occasions when they were a bit, you know, wild or whatever. But the standard of ball is very, very high. So, you know, we've got to give kudos to all of these countries.
I think even Haiti, man, towards the end of the Scotland game, Haiti was kind of putting it on them, man.
Again, even Haiti. So, and then when you also consider countries like Haiti, where the socio-economic factors for them to actually reach the World Cup, and with all the turmoil they have in the island, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
of course, of
well
course.
done to these smaller nations, and you know, let's hope one or two of them do a few more shocks, and some of the, you know, the big boys fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
And make it a little bit more.
Sort of shock waves.
Yeah. The Haiti captain, actually, he was stuck at the border of Iran just before the World Cup, and he had to sleep at the border. He had to go to the French embassy because he got stuck in transit, so he couldn't move. And he hasn't trained with the team at all. He's just been battling to try and get to America. Yeah, he was really his story is something else. I'm telling you, if you've got a heart, if you listen to his story, if you've got a heart, man, if you don't shed a tear, something wrong with you. Because that man's story has been absolutely phenomenal.
Well, it's true. I'm saying if you know, a lot of these countries who have made it, so some of the ones who have, you know, issues in their countries, whether it be
of course.
war, whether it be strife, and so on and so forth. You know, as you say, some of these players, you know, we always look at the big professionals who are earning, you know, 500,000, 600,000 a week, and we, you know, saying, wow, fantastic. But some of these guys, you know, they put in a shift and they're not earning tuppence, they're representing their country.
Yeah.
And the pride is not necessary to make the big bucks. Yeah, if they get spotted, then fine. But for a lot of these guys, you represent your country. You can actually see that sometimes, Professor Johnson. You know, we're not talking about the Iran situation, when people are singing their national anthem.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the pride, the tears. You hardly see them guys from England, Germany.
Yeah, they're not really, no.
They're there.
Yeah, they're just there, yeah.
Smaller countries, it means so much, not only for them, but for the people back home. So let's push some of them very well. I'm going to move on because I said I want to look up part of the
Okay.
start off, you know, maybe giving Sheda's friend a little apology. I said, my dad.
I know where you live, you know.
As a friend of mine said, I would put it on air, but maybe Madam Kardashian.
Million 1%, happy. Well, you know, if that's what, you know, anyway, listen. You know, all the, hey, if that's, please. Yeah, he's happy.
We mock him and say that in a jest, but sports is not necessarily about your talent or your physical ability. Sports is about also your mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the man is happy, then that makes all the difference.
100%.
Yes.
Or you're not happy in certain things in your private or your personal life, it can affect your performance.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
If that's what's helping Mr. The big backside is helping Mr. Hamilton. Good luck to
As far as I'm concerned, I will say,
the young boy has been doing well, fine, getting name on the block and been great. But as I said, when sports become too monotonous, you know, with the same person winning or having, it takes away the gloss from you. So I
Or is it now in a challenging sort of?
But it is because it's Lewis Hamilton, isn't it? Isn't it because it's Lewis Hamilton? It is because it's Lewis Hamilton. Because, as you say, you thought the man was dead, and
Well, not necessarily, but from that perspective, yes, I still, he should hand up his driving gloves because, for the first year at Ferrari, I could have driven faster than him.
yeah, it felt that way. But to galvanize.
You're hearing the word Ferrari, but I thought he was driving a Skoda.
I mean, to be fair, I thought it was alright at Monaco.
Yeah, that's Monaco. But however, but no, this year that's. Last season wasn't.
Yeah, it was sluggish. It was sluggish. Yeah.
Last he got on. I think it was what once.
Once. Changed his mindset, making him concentrate a little bit more. You want to drive so fast to get back to her,
As I was saying, I'll wait until afterwards. I've been a little piece there. What I'm saying is, I know you can't hear me as clearly. Let's go there.
Just a little thing, just talking in terms of, I think what's in some question about a little bit about the tennis. I think Madam Williams and her sister are going to be competing out for them.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The doubles. But my young friend, Renee Carter, she
Yeah.
won the semi-final, won the final. Again, the British press, immediately they start picking out boasting. We started a news headline.
Leave her.
In the final. And what she do? She lose. They need to sometimes just hold back a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Stop putting that additional pressure on some of these sports persons, She did well to get to the final.
She did after so many years.
Matches in
One day.
one day.
Yeah.
When I switched on the news, it was like headline news. Everybody comments go to the final. The first British blah blah blah. When man died out on the world, they took it over the headline and read it gone.
You know what? Miss Mackintosh, I read Phil Evans' wife wrote a book called Not Another Bloody Tour, which was about the 1986 England tour of the West Indies. And one of the things that she commented on was the amount of non-cricketing journalists who find their way to the Caribbean after the first defeat in Jamaica. And they were just fishing for any little thing that they could write about. Just looking for any little something that they could find themselves.
It happens.
Yeah.
Listen, the cricket, apart from when England play Australia, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this country, the cricket is not necessarily headline news. One headline news will all sell the newspapers like the Sun and the Daily Mail. Is what goes on, on
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah.
So that's where they make the money.
Yeah.
A lot of ordinary people, they hate cricket, they know nothing about cricket, but they know now that whole Ben Stokes.
As in a nightclub. Yeah.
In a nightclub, and he got beaten up. I didn't realize all I saw the pictures. It might get some licks. But he made a big mistake.
Yeah. I didn't get drunk and go and pick on a rugby player to try and fight him. No, I don't actually.
Well, it's a rumor. It's rumor. I'm using the term rumor because I don't want to be
Liable. Yeah.
liable. But it's rumor that when one of the England rugby players, sorry, one of the England cricketers, the wife of one of the England cricketers, she was there. She was having a little fling with one of the Saracens.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And then, when the Saracen guy saw the England players, apparently not Stokes or the other guy, but somebody else, he brought it up. And that enraged Stokes and so on and so forth. That they're talking about, somebody shagging one of their players misses and so on and so forth.
Right.
And apparently it's a feud that's been going on between the Saracens rugby players and this particular England player. He didn't say the name.
Okay.
So that was the backdrop. That is why allegedly this incident happened again.
Right. Mm-hmm.
One doesn't know if it's true. It hasn't been verified. It hasn't been confirmed. But I saw a picture of I get some serious. I get some serious serious stuff. You know, there's a serious thing that Johnson also know. I thought they were just out and they had a piece of, show words for exchange.
Okay.
I realized that it was some serious books,
Oh my days, you know. On the cricket front, I do wanna give a RIP to Keith Piper.
Yes, like a little, I think it's Essex or Sussex.
He played for Warwickshire. He grew up in Tottenham, and I went to the same primary school as him actually. He passed away last Wednesday. He
I did read about it that he's passed.
Yeah.
Say it's good to sort of remember. Again, cricket, I'll say, he wasn't the greatest cricketer, but in terms of, representing your county, and he was around for a long time. I'm growing up as a young lad watching county cricket.
Yeah.
I wanted to be cricket. His name was cropped up. So,
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Keith Piper.
Yeah.
So you're an older guy.
Yeah. I'm Tottenham raised and bred geographically. Tottenham, born in Hackney, but raised in Tottenham from the age of 3. Yeah.
West is the best.
Who does support? You know what?
I don't know if you should say that live on www.
I'm happy to. Like, I don't have any affiliation to any club like that. I worked for Queen's Park Rangers in 2005. So that's the first big club that I had any affiliation with. So I'm happy to see Queen's Park Rangers do well, if they do well, if they win. Every other club, it's just work or just a professional interest.
I have to make a correction. The statement you made there, a lot of football pundits will, take issue with you when you say
Yeah.
a big club.
Okay. In terms of Queen's Park Rangers. Yeah.
You know, I sort of digress. I actually
Yeah.
grew up supporting, I used the word supporting Essex with Queen's Park Rangers. I used to go to many of the games.
Yeah.
Way back in the day when Queen's Park Rangers were running in the first division and they were in one of the lower divisions.
Yeah.
I used to go to after and so on and so forth. And I give you a story. When they had the second team, the reserve team games,
Yeah.
they used to hand down these vouchers so you could go to the old shopping center in Shepherd's Bush. And if you have all these vouchers, you can get a free burger.
Okay.
Myself and my brother and a couple of friends used to, like rats go around the stand at the end of the game.
Who ate all the burgers? Who ate all the burgers?
We used to go to the thing, we had about 3 or 4 different jackets.
No. Love it. Who ate all the burgers?
Massey and Hollins and even before Stanley Bowles and so on. These are guys who grew up in another side story. Kyle Prince
Yes.
was a promising footballer for Queen's Park Rangers who
Yeah.
was sad.
Yes.
He's actually a distant relative of mine.
Okay.
He's on his mother's side, he learned the foresters and so on. So it's a shame, they're a talented young guy. If he would have made it great, everybody's going to, he probably would have learned again foolishness most of his life.
Yeah.
He was trying to be a peacemaker.
Yeah.
His father is doing some reasonably work now with young people.
Yeah, he is. He's doing some fantastic work in Tottenham. Some amazing work. Yeah.
So some of them take heed to, what he says and do something positive with their life. Well, I'm going to move on because I said I've been wrapping it for a little while. So we talked a little bit about the tennis. I'm going to move on to you really quickly about
Yeah.
Now they have the NCAA championships in America,
Yes.
which is the collegiate championships in America. You know, I love my athletics, but I can't believe some of the, I said, they measure the track graph, fans, legal. You always got to make, for some reason, I'm always doing this, records and so on, that's broken or mentioned in America. Because
Yeah.
you have a college championships, and basically you have a guy breaking the world 110-meter hurdle record in a college championship.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, a record that stood for a good while, where the previous record holder was Harris Merritt. And this guy, a young guy, his name escapes me at the moment, comes and beats the world record, legal time and everything.
Oh wow.
Win was apparently okay. Then you had that J. Hodge, who was an athlete who had previously, a young girl, who had previously received a suspension, in the past. And she comes and runs, I think, the third or the fourth fastest 100-meter time in history.
Yeah.
Repeat that again. Repeat that.
200, I think she also ran a time in the 200 meters, which is one of the third or fourth fastest. So we're talking about collegiate sports. And then you had a young guy who ran, I think, the third or fourth fastest 400 meter.
Yeah.
Our college, you mentioned,
You have these American athletes who are sort of young, phenomenal. But when they come onto the main stage, it doesn't really happen for them.
Yeah.
It does, for some reason, from college to competing in the Diamond League and competing in some of the major championships, they seem to lose their pep for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the traveling, if it's the hype or whatever, but some of these great college athletes, they don't seem to transcend into the world beaters. There's something that they're looking into to see if they can actually ratify some of these times and ratify that world record, because everybody is in in awe as to how that young guy is a good runner. But to break the world record,
Yeah. Yes.
also had reports
I have a question.
our lives breaking down to the fifth. It's not a proper Olympic classified race, but he broke the 150.
Yeah.
World
Or 14-6 man or something. Yeah.
It was interesting to see, again, when sometimes you try to, like the young Australian guy, Gout,
Yeah.
who they're saying will be the next Usain Bolt because of his stature,
Yeah.
his build and running style, etc. Again, he ran a phenomenal time in Australia. But since he started to become a pro, the times and so on and so forth haven't materialized.
Yeah.
Later on. But as I say, let's watch this space and see
Yeah.
how he actually goes.
I think Sheda had a question.
Sorry?
Yeah, I did have a question. My question was, if you can relay this question to Mr. Mackintosh, did they see this championship coming? Did they see the record breaking coming? Or is it just a college one? And you said the world, which one do you think? Did they really see it coming?
I don't think. Yeah, they didn't.
Can you relay that to me?
Yeah.
You would expect some performances, but no. The answer to your question, the answer is no. Nobody saw it coming because you would see these things being broken in big championships. If this happened in the American trials, then you could say, well, yes.
Okay. Mr. Mackintosh, we're just going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right with you.
No problem.
Alright, what's this?
There you go.
What's going on then? Come on, let's get off the road.
Can you just pick up the phone?
Yeah. So this guy, this
Electrical situation.
electrical guy just checking something in the studio.
So what's that one over there?
It wouldn't be this, but that's one.
That one, yeah.
No, it wouldn't be this. I don't think. It wouldn't be that. It's something that's going to control that whole big board downstairs.
Okay. Thank you, Sheda. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, they've just gone out. Hold on.
Okay. You right there? We are 8:26, that's 26 minutes past the hour, but yes, the football is still going on, and yes, we are here with Mr. Mackintosh and Professor Johnson. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. We were just going into the athletics and reflecting on some records that have been broken. I suppose in some respects, athletics is the one, would I say, genre, platform where records are broken much more consistently or continually than any other sport. Would that be said? Are you able to relate it?
I mean, I think it's more like the times, like it's more time related. So you've got, when you're watching football or you're watching tennis or you're watching cricket, if you're a coach, you've got something called an eye test. So you're looking at somebody's technique, somebody's ability. If somebody plays a fantastic pass, you can't necessarily measure it like that. But with athletics, it's really times, distance. So if you're looking and you see, okay, somebody's run 9.9 or 9.8, oh, Mackintosh just hit the post. Nicholas Jackson just hit the post. Yeah. So again, you might not watch the race. We're live. You might not watch the race, but you might see on your phone, bulletin update, somebody's run 9.76, and it's like, whoa. So you don't really need to watch the race to see that time. Or somebody's thrown the distance, or somebody's jumped 8 meters something. You know that, okay. So it's really all number driven in that way.
Yes.
Whereas somebody might not score a goal in football, but the way that they pass the ball, the way that they use their skill,
The measurements of the
you've got
or the results.
that eye test
Right.
of looking at somebody's ability and technique, where it's not really about that in athletics, it's really the numbers. How quick can you run, how far can you jump, how far can you throw, and it's what can be measured, you know?
Yeah, so it's all about measurement in athletics. I think some sports is about how much time you won a particular tournament, that makes you essential people aim for. For example, in football, you had Fernandez, the most assists over a season, etc., etc. So all these types of things, who scores the most goals. But in athletics, you've got that in front of you. And basically, your aim as an athlete is to try and better that time. You'll have athletes who are lower level. Their main aim is to improve on their PB, their personal best. So you've always got this thing to measure yourself. If you're throwing 50 meters this week, next week, you want to see if I can beat that. So it's all about measuring measurable sort of things whereby you can aim to improve. A lot of other sports is more difficult to actually get that measure. Saying that, with technology now, and so on and so forth, even as we say football and so on, they're carrying all sorts of things to measure all sorts of different things. Who's made the most runs, who's made the most passes, and sooner or later, you might find that these become things that are going to start to use as records. Well, this player covered so much history in a football game. That's a world record. Another player might want to take over. I can hear a creaking sound in the background, Sheda.
Yes, that was me. Yeah. Then they become. There you go. There you go. Oh, they did win. I know. Okay, they did win. Congratulations to them.
But this time it was a team championships, and England won that championship. But again, for me, it was nice to see countries, that in female played dance participating.
Like who? Like who?
World Dance Championships. So that's what I like to see. Smaller nations.
Like who was playing in the darts? Like, what small nation? Like,
darts and so on.
I did see a guy from Trinidad playing in the darts.
in the darts?
Mm.
Okay. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know who was playing in the darts. Who else was playing? I didn't know who else was playing in the darts.
You're breaking up, I wouldn't hear you.
I need Professor to.
He said he didn't realise he was playing in the darts. Yeah.
I know that they had a finals, but I didn't know who else was part of the
Well, the finals
championship.
between England and the Netherlands.
Okay.
Michael van Gerwen and another young Netherlands player. But England, were the favourites because they had the world number one and the world number two.
Right.
So it was fated in the sense that they could.
Well,
before I depart, Sheda, I'm just
yes.
looking at the football there, and I want to ask you. I know you might have discussed it. What do you think in regards to this hydration breaks, Professor Johnson?
I mean, if I put on my sports science physio hat,
have you got your sports science physio hat on?
I've got it with me, it's not on.
Just put it in.
Head bar right now, shield, yeah. If I put that hat on, it's really important that the players do get the electrons from a physiological, medical point of view, and also from a performance point of view as well, in order for them to really perform, where players get dehydrated towards the end of the game in injury time, and you can see where the physicality of the game actually then starts to impact on them, and then they don't perform as well as they would as they get more tired and more fatigued. What does get to me is that the American TV companies have manipulated the water break. So the water break has to be a certain period of time, so they can squeeze all their adverts in.
Half time.
Yeah. You know.
Actually, to be quite honest, I can actually see, well, maybe not because of the weather, but I can see that in a sense catching on.
Yeah, and being a regular thing. Yeah.
Being a regular thing, because I've always said, and I'm saying again, although football, has adapted and done certain sort of technological changes, you might say, well, it's really, we're in the entertainment business, or sports is entertainment.
Yeah.
And, when they have a 2-3 minute break, for example, in one of the matches in Dallas, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders came on. And started dancing during that break. It's entertainment. Yes, you might go in to see the football. And I think one of the things I think we can learn from is how the Americans market and
Capitalize.
Yeah.
and they are very good. They are very good at it. You go there for 90 minutes. Yes, sometimes you can say, well, you're ruining the game, but it's like they use a term like a tie it out, for example.
Yeah.
And you put something else on just to change the mood. Years and years ago, there was no music and so on in football. Now you're hearing music playing, the big screens to see replays and so on and so forth.
Birthdays and celebrations.
Obviously, not the American aspect of it. One thing I've noticed is a lot of the players now realize that the referees are cracked down on certain types of behavior, with his fouls and so on and so forth. And you see how many of them get up quick now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Whereas in the Premiership, now will be rolling around like they're a merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Now they realize if you stay down too long, you walk off the field.
Yeah.
And that has helped also haranguing the referees and so on, they're acting.
No, the referee weren't messing about.
I like that.
The Ecuador game, the referee, he was not having it at all.
You've got time for that.
Yeah,
Get up.
time for it.
Get up.
Yeah.
It's not that work for you watching their face and they're thinking,
Yeah, the guy went down for Ecuador and he was not letting the physio come on. He was not letting him come on at all. He said, listen, if you're injured, get off the pitch. Yeah. Yeah, we were.
I'm going to watch the remainder of the game, and hopefully next week we can chat about a few other sporting issues that have come up. We've got a Royal Ascot to talk about,
Yes.
the horse racing and so on, and a few other things. So, and again, ongoing in terms of the World Cup. So, I will leave you there, Professor Johnson and Sheda,
Yes,
and I'll
sir.
speak to you again next week.
All right.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Mackintosh.
Thank you.
Well, we've been listening to Mr. Mackintosh with his agenda, and I think his agenda really covered quite a lot today. From especially considering the dance. I knew the dance was happening and that it occurred. I didn't realise. I didn't really investigate how many countries were
Actually in play, yeah.
were involved in that and
Yeah.
what was happening. But I'm pleased to hear that, anyway, that's nice. Also, the athletics, world records there. I mean, that's nice to know. We've got the world record there somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably what record is. I suppose again, it's the breaking of the records and the validity of the times and making sure that it's not wind assisted and so on.
Making sure it's not wind assisted.
Yeah, yeah. If you run too fast and the breeze go behind you,
Yeah.
then the race.
It's not trip up, innit?
Yeah. The record doesn't actually stand if the wind is blowing too hard.
Right.
Yeah, because you get wind assisted. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Well, we're going to have more news about everything else in just a moment. You're listening to www.bbmcradio.com. You can also get the app. Here with Professor Johnson, and if you want to see us live on It's Not Just Football 7142, you can do that too.
You can do that. Watch us live on
Watch us
YouTube.
live at 7142. And it's been lovely talking with Carol Glen, obviously, concerns to everyone. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And Tunde, all the information that she has, and just her scoop and spill on the football, and we've just been speaking to nice Mr. Mackintosh, very nice Mr. Mackintosh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at this, and we'll come back. Okay, cool. Right. I'm going to go into a little bit of Formula 1, go down that route. And then I think we're just going to chat about other sports and everything else. You want to go where you want to go, where do you want to go? Any particular sport. We can talk about the football that's going there. Do you want to go in particular there? You're just gonna roll with me. Oh, you didn't hear me, did you?
No, I didn't.
I
just took that down. I said, oh, she just, what did you say?
I'm chatting away, it's not even listening. It's always nice just to receive a little bit more and more love. Well, I will say that for those that obviously follow and go to Post Models, the next event of Post Models will be on, that's the 13th of July 2026, and that's held at the Black Line, London, W6 9JR. Really looking forward to seeing those of you who are regulars at the Poets and Models at the Black Line Pub. Very, very nice. And it's free. The next event, in fact, will be free. I suggest you come down and support and be there before. I've got some shout outs after this. So, Professor, how did you find the music this evening?
Yeah, man, the music is good. Yeah. It's really not about you.
Okay, just got the end of it.
Yeah. And 1,000 volts.
1,000. You like that? You like that?
Yeah. 1,000
Well,
volts.
but that's one serious. I got the LP actually.
Oh yeah.
You know when you think of certain songs and the LPs, can you remember what the covers look like?
You know what? I looked at an iconic LP of a reggae artist in the 1960s, and he had a really iconic pose. He was doing something rather controversial.
Okay, do you know who
On
it
the
was?
album cover. I can say who the person was, Freddie McKay.
Okay.
Yeah. what he was doing was very controversial. It was a really iconic album cover, extremely iconic. I can't really say what he was doing.
Had lots of sweets in it.
Not sweets, not sweets.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
And I will
yeah,
say
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
in concerns to okay, actually no, let me just. So the prancing horses got their first win for some time actually. Yeah, quite a long time. But let's say a year, it's just embarrassing. But actually they have had podium wins, obviously with Leclerc, but when we think of Lewis Hamilton, just actually coming forward there, and it's fantastic. So together we win, together we lose, and
Yes.
that's part of Lewis Hamilton's, not so much, yeah, and we rise is one of his things that
Yeah.
people say. And I was so pleased to hear he congratulated his fans, the best fans in the world.
Yeah,
And,
he did.
to feel the glove on. So the first Ferrari win since some time, actually since science in Mexico. So that would have been 2024. That's the last time Ferrari actually got to win. So it's Hamilton's first win with them. It's an all British podium. The last time that was had was since 1968. And then those names, that was Jackie Stewart, Graham Hill, and Sutton. What was Sutton's first name? So 41 points from the championship. So he's now in second position, leading the championship. Got the fastest lap as well, the 22nd gap. 106 Grand Prix victory. They Ferrari had 8 upgrades, and this may have been his 686th day in the last time he had a first step on the podium. However, he is the 7th times world F1 champion.
Yes, he is indeed.
Yeah, I take that away from him.
That's
And
all.
yeah, I think he's absolutely and it concerns to the fastest laps because, so we've had the wins. I went through the wins, what the wins are, and knowing that Lewis Hamilton is second on the grid. We will be in Austria, which is race 8 from the 26th to 28th of June. It is not, and this is the Spielberg ring, it is not a sprint race. The next race, which will be the GP, the Silverstone, which will be a sprint race, and that's when we're going to have ourselves a little Silverstone party.
Yes, we're going to have a Silverstone party.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
It will happen.
I'd like to mention, in some regard, what the race drivers are, and what their numbers are. So I'm going to quickly mention it, and obviously their teams. We've got McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Williams, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, Haas, Audi, Alpine, and Cadillac. Now, I'm going to go through, in fact, next week, I know I said this, just who their chief principals are. And you do know that each team has 2 drivers, and each driver has a number. And what was different about the practice this year, in fact, let me tell you the reserve drivers, that's important because we didn't actually go through that. Through practice 1, 2, and 3, at some time, each team allowed their reserve drivers to have some time on the circuit. So for McLaren, they've got 2 reserve drivers, that's Leonardo Forinali. I may pronounce that, I apologise, Leonardo. And they've also got Battler Oward, that's for McLaren. For Mercedes, they've got Fred Vesti. For Red Bull Racing, they've got Pierre Wache. And for Ferrari, they've got Antonio Giovinazzi.
Mr. Wache.
Mr. Wache. Yeah,
Mm.
not Wache. Okay. And for Williams, they've got Pat Fry. Yuki Tsunoda is for Racing Bull, so he's still there. you know, they didn't get rid of him in, you know, because I like Yuki.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they well, I wouldn't say they did him a bad deal, but he was alright until he just decided to team up with Verstappen, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Aston Martin, Jack Crawford, and Haas also have two drivers. They've got Jack Doohan, so he's still getting paid, and Ryo Hikikawa, for Haas. Audi don't seem to have a reserve driver that I can see there. Then for Alpine, they've got two, which is Paul Avron and Push Mini, and for Cadillac, they've got Joe Guanrier. So he's still about, which is nice to know that he's still with reserve drivers. I think we'll mention that next week when we talk. He's going to have to Carol next. Carol, again, what great information in terms of the conference that she went to today. Just in party one of Warwick University. It sounds like not just that's the place to be, but the conference, which was the Conference of Innovation and Growing People. I can't read my own words. Innovation and Growth. That's what it is. Innovation and Growth.
Yeah.
And at Warwick University, UMG. It sounds like if you're thinking of checking out a different university, look at location, and sometimes it's worth just going to those places which you might not have thought of, I don't know, 5 years ago, but now the opportunity to actually do that seems very much worth it.
Yeah, cool.
So we have a great opportunity to talk to her about her build-up. She'll be in Wales this coming week with her, that's Pembury Racing, and then 6th of July, and then going a few weeks off, and then she's at Thruxton, which is going to be very interesting. Get some information about what kind of car she will see. Let's have a little bit more music before we come back with this. Did I mention that Lewis Hamilton won the race at Spain this weekend? Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And did I mention that he got the fastest lap, which was at 1.20122?
No, you did mention that.
I didn't mention that.
No.
Okay. You're listening to the F1 Radio Sports Show. So when I'm not saying that, don't say that because you'll be live on air. I'll give you a call back later. There we go. It's 8:49, seems to be 8:50.
Yeah.
Any word on the scores and the doors?
Senegal are giving a very, very good account of themselves. However, France have a free kick on the edge of the Senegalese penalty area. 42 minutes gone, 0-0.
They've had their little break.
They've had their hydration break, and CBS have had their adverts. The referee blows the whistle.
Okay.
Free kick to be taken.
Are we
Ball's
looking?
cleared.
Okay. No. Some of those kicks, I mean, when you've got a corner, that's really a vital time. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not pretending to be a football fan. I do like tournaments, and I've been looking forward to the World Cup just because it's a great big tournament, and you get to see lots of, good. It's true.
You know, my friend is I look physiotherapy crew.
Right.
We used to have a rule. So we used to say, listen, ladies, in World Cup, watching football in the pub, you're not allowed to fancy any of the boys unless you can tell us what the offside rule is.
Yeah, I can think offside rule is.
And they're like, and they were like, right, out.
That means you're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
That's what your side rule is.
You know, yeah.
That's Oh, and it was nice to hear we have Priscilla J with us today.
Yeah.
Good.
In the hood, in the hood. So definitely, we'll be tuning in on that. It's always good to have. We've got the World Cup on one end of the spectrum,
Mhm.
and on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, it's good to know what's happening right on your doorstep.
Definitely.
Local, community-based sports activities, and you know, and people keeping themselves active for the right reasons.
What also was a surprise to hear that the Williams sisters
Yeah.
got a wild card. I think that is that marketing, is that strategic?
Yeah. That's strategic marketing, definitely, 100%.
They've been partners before, but have they won the doubles?
They have won the doubles ages ago. They played as doubles partners ages ago. And then I think somebody said, no man, you lot are winning too much. Come on.
Yeah, but that's what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
with that, you know, things come about when you seem to be doing good and
Yeah.
well, and then
Yeah.
restrictions come
And the
into
restrictions
hands.
come.
It wasn't that you weren't, you know, that you weren't doing good before that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a little bit more on this. The little bit of overlay. I think I like the other one now, actually. So let me do that one, and we'll put that one on pause, and we'll go.
Put it on pause and come back.
Yeah, come back there. And you have to go out and run.
Yeah. In the snow, in the rain.
But that's good in concerns to having that, not
I mean,
stability, but
No, that drive, that
regime.
discipline, that
Yes.
drive, that regime.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all part of it because it is really 90%. It is really 90% drive, determination, training,
Mhm.
regime, practice, and 10% ability. It really
And
is,
keeping that going
and keeping it going.
without,
Yeah.
I suppose, not so much interruptions, but without
Yeah.
any figures. I'm going to play this, and I'm trying to get it back to the beginning actually, but I heard this during the week, and I quite enjoyed this. to go a little bit into the happiness that we obviously have for Lewis, he could just be happy and everything. However, I do want to put an APB out because somebody's walking around with my butt, and it could be Kim Kardashian because we cannot find it. And I might have to do a little sit up. So if anybody sees something that just, you know, I'm just saying, no accusations out there, just saying, just, you know, it's, I know it's just, it used to be a little bit more, but, you know, you know, I'm not, you know, hey.
Which players caught your eye?
Which players caught my eye?
Yeah.
No, okay, well, I mean, okay, let me just put a bit, let me just take a bit of sip of this water and come right back to it now. Actually, in concerns to skill, I didn't write any names down. It was like, yes, and I've been watching, not so much back-to-back football, but I have watched some of the some of the later games.
Yeah.
And it really has been this good. Just some of it, I mean, okay, you know, I put the football stuff to one side.
Yeah.
That's my paperwork. But however, for those tough games, really respecting, when I say the back line, when I've noticed, hold on a minute, that defence is on point.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Spain weren't getting through so easily.
Not at all. Spain were struggling.
Definitely.
They were huffing and puffing and blowing,
yes.
and the house would not fall down.
That ball went everywhere but in
the goal.
Yeah. And sometimes when some of those goals hit the post, I mean, there's all the emotion that goes with it. But just seeing how, you know, some of the players really working with each other, coming down the pass, coming down, when I say down the line, down right flank or left flank. And then some of those balls which are really just thrown through, and I'm thinking, oh, there should be somebody there, somebody there. And listening to some of the commentary afterwards from different platforms on the box, and hearing their comments, for some I thought, okay, that's valid. But for others, I really wanted to hear more support for the African legend. And there was one pundit who did really put that on the map from what Mr. Mackintosh said. The smaller teams have really shown themselves to be every bit more. You can't have a World Cup if the world ain't up.
No, you can't.
You know, it's not just about you. It's not all about you.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
And
there was the guy, an American, ex-American professional, was complaining about the way that American footballers and American coaches are treated when they come to Europe.
Right.
Thierry Henry did just dismiss him and didn't take any notice of what he was saying.
Right.
Because he did try to say, the narrative we were trying to say was that of all the nations in the world, the United States of America have been unfairly and unjustly picked upon by England, France, Spain, Italy.
Because of how they treat or how
as a second-rate footballing nation. And
well, that's kind of true.
Well, yeah, because they are. They're not a top footballing nation. But
it's not their first sport.
No, it's not. It's not their first sport. You know, in terms of resources, in terms of access, in terms of opportunity, African and Asian countries have it 10 times worse than the United States. Yes. Without doubt. That's not me being controversial. Just look at it yourself. Look at how Cape Verde have found players all over the world.
Yes, that was made evident.
Yeah, that was made quite evident. The guy he plays for Shamrock Rovers and Islands, and they traced him back and they said, listen, we know one of your great-great-grandparents is from Cape Verde. Would you like to play for Cape Verde?
Yes.
And he was like, you know what? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? You know? And they've really gone, and it's such an amazing story. So those countries there, the guy in Haiti, the Haitian captain, he's not trained with his team.
Yes.
He's absolutely not trained with his team. He was stuck. He was giving his story. He was stuck on the border. When the war started, the borders closed, and he was stuck. He slept at the border. He managed to get to the French embassy. They helped him get across, and he had to hop and skip to quite a few countries. And he actually managed to meet up with the team. So right up until the game that they had against Scotland, he hadn't actually trained because he was actually trying to get to the US.
Right.
You know, so things like that. It does frustrate me when somebody who is relatively affluent with a stable life, but you happen to play for a country where football is not the main priority as a sport.
It's not the first sport.
It's not your first sport. And for somebody like that to complain about how European players and coaches treat their players is a little bit, it's a little bit rich, really, coming from him. I think he really needs to look at when Kolo Toure, when he went to Arsenal, for example, to train, and he asked me, he didn't have any football boots.
All right.
He didn't have any football boots. And Paul Merson, Arsenal player, Arsenal player, they got to him, so we need some boots. He's coming from France on trial. He hasn't got any boots. Like try and put your little throwing your dollies out, throwing your toys at the pram. Try and put that into perspective. There's people who have sacrificed to get to this World Cup.
Yes.
And you've managed to host it, so you've not made a sacrifice.
Well, they've managed, within hosting it, that's for
economic and profiling
and so forth.
Yeah, for economics.
And just in the nick of time of other things, and it's the world or the stories will tell themselves. And they say history it will come out in the wash.
Yeah.
And history, is sometimes written by the victors. But however, the victors their story seems to be unraveling. I think the bindings come undone. Actually, the glue's not sticking like it used to.
Yeah.
And I do hope that sport elevates. We do see an elevation in the sporting unification.
Yes.
Because we have things in England like kick out this and stamp out that, and it's come together. But yet and still, it hasn't heard. And
well, a lot of the time, unfortunately, Sheda, those things are just token things. They're not really. I mean, even Gary Neville's white, and he's got a podcast, and he kept on saying, we didn't really do anything to tackle racism in football. When it was October, every single Saturday, somebody would come from the FA and give us these T-shirts to wear, and you had to wear it. You had to wear it, and as soon as April finished, as soon as October finished, that's it. All the T-shirts go in a box. So is it all just showcase?
I think so. It's lip service.
1 minute it's LGBTQ month. Let's do all stuff about pride, awareness, this, that. Next minute is Black History Month. Let's do the racism at football. And then you just jump to the next thing. So this tick box, rather than, are you really addressing the problem? Yeah. So
I found that there was a time when there was very little, if nothing, happening in October.
Yeah.
Nothing happened in October. Nothing, I mean, we weren't celebrating anything.
Yeah.
And then we started to celebrate, obviously, Black History Month in October. And then next year, everybody had something to celebrate, one day or another.
Yeah.
To the point of, just stay, you call it, or not that we should all get along, but however, for the room of everybody respectively wants a voice, whether it not be for some sports people who are raising money for other sportsmen who have got illnesses, motor neuron disease, sclerosis, to name but two out of many. In fact, there was an article which I'm going to mention next week, or soon enough. And it's called Football Crazy, with the World Cup ticking off in the US, Canada, and obviously Mexico, and the English Premier League starting again, obviously. We asked, how accessible is football for disabled fans?
Yeah.
That is something that, as much as it is accommodated within theatre and music a lot more now, how is it that we know that it's accommodated for within the football? I have seen it on the ground when I've gone to some football grounds and seen some accessibility for those.
What you tend to find is that the big clubs, they've got capacity to host disability fans, and our Tottenham Hotspurs, again, they've got a lot of money, so they've got like sections where wheelchair fans can actually go and watch the game, and they've got segments demarcated where there's no seats.
That's good.
Which is good, which is very, very, very good. Unfortunately, a lot of the smaller clubs that have done a lot of work around diversity and equality and working with people, they don't necessarily get the acknowledgement. Charlton Athletic has got a fantastic community development team. but because they're not a Premiership football team, their development work that they do doesn't really get recognised.
And that's why radio shows like this make all the
Yeah,
difference.
it's so important, you know. Again, whilst we're on the
There's been a
topic.
goal, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Really?
No, there's not been a goal. No, it's half time. It's half time. Yeah.
Is there a half-time show?
Whilst we're on the subject of social injustice, I mean, I'm really glad that FIFA has paid out the Somalian referee that got refused entry at Miami Airport.
Oh, good. That's a good.
So they paid him. To me, that's not enough.
And what they paid him? What were they paid him for?
What they paid him like the salary for the whole of the tournament.
Is that compensation?
Yeah, compensation. Yeah. But I mean, to me, that's not enough because if there's a reason why he's not been allowed to go into the country, that reason should be made clear. If they're saying that they can't make it public, that he's had telephone, quote unquote, he's had some telephone conversation with some bad guys. Whatever that means. Yeah. Who are these bad guys? And why can't, if FIFA has employed him, so why can't the US authorities let FIFA know exactly, if they can't share it to the public, then why can't they tell FIFA what he's done?
It's like having, we all know that if you're working with children in schools and so forth, or most posts, jobs, vacancies, you have to go through criminal records.
Yeah, of course.
Investigation. And with that information, it sounds as if they have done a deeper dive, which anything deeper that makes me think, well, you've been really nosy, you must be listening to conversations.
Of course. But they questioned him for 11 hours.
Wow.
They questioned him for 11 hours at Miami Airport.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That Atlanta airport, they don't play.
They don't play. The Miami Airport, they don't play. For those who have been to the Caribbean, they know what we're talking about. When you go to Atlanta, Miami Airport, you get interrogated, you get all kinds of, and the immigration there, they're horrible. My mum.
And I think they do it for fun sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And they do look at certain people, the vulnerable. If you're from a certain country, if you're from Colombia, if you're from Mexico, if you look Cuban, if you look like you're
like you're back to him.
then they'll harass you, you know.
It's all quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I do hope that he has an opportunity, and a good will come of this for them. It's I don't like is it an excuse that it's an opportunity for those to come into the country legally? But there's a whole lot of people there that are already there. They are already there. And
they are already there, and there's a lot of footballers who have. So Mbolo, who he represents Switzerland, but he's from DR Congo.
Right.
He's got citizenship, and he plays for Switzerland. Even refused entry into the United States. So there's a lot of players who, and my point is that those players have got citizenship in respective European countries, and they've also got good European salaries and contracts. So why would they try to run off and go live in America?
Thank you.
Yeah, if you play for a top
and not be noticed.
and not be noticed, you know what I mean? If I'm playing in Italy, if I'm playing in Serie A in Italy, or if I've got a La Liga contract with Real Madrid, why would I want to run off and go live in America?
And nobody knows.
And nobody knows. Like, it's like
it just don't make no sense. Which brings me to a shout out actually. Let me do a little shout out. I know we're past the hour of now. We did fast out a bit later, so I think we can do that. So let's just do what it is. We're going to there we go. Yeah, we'll do a quick little shout out. Oh, here we go. My shout outs go to the girls. And that's obviously Missy, Charlie, and Nikki. And Debbie, thank you very much. I went to a concert the other day. Kamasi Washington. Let me tell you, that was something. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And that trumpet player, I wanna know you. Okay. So you are listening to It's Not Just Football on 7-1-4-2. There you go. Thank you, mate. And if you're watching, you can see I say it with really a lot of gusto. Again, shout out to Milo and Matt who just got married. Congratulations. Also to Helen and Janaya. And do you have any shout outs, Professor Johnson, today?
I don't have any shout. Oh, I do have a shout out to London Jam Cuisine, all of the staff there. I'll be joining them tomorrow. I'll be streaming live from the England-Croatia game. Within their room today, there is an event taking place at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium, which will be continuing tomorrow, and I will be passing through, and I'll be streaming live England-Croatia.
Okay, and you can see that on Not Just Football 7-1-4-2.
Yeah.
So I suggest that you go and obviously give that a look, give that pushes.
Give that butchers.
And I want to congratulate you actually, and that is by going through all the teams and giving you a lowdown on the players with the teams. And you can get that information on 7-1-4-2.
Yeah.
So brilliant.
And I'm glad to be wrong. Yesterday's results made a lot of my predictions were wrong, and I'm glad because Cape Verde result, Iran result, and the
What was your prediction for Cape Verde?
I thought Spain would beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah, I think it was on paper for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But as I say, I'm glad.
I'm glad I was wrong.
Yeah. Curacao saddened.
Curacao was sad.
But then again, you know, and first time at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And with that said, why not?
Yeah.
You
And I thought even though Haiti lost 1-0 to Scotland, I thought that was a fantastic performance. They really did.
And I'm pleased with Scotland because I would have been sad if Scotland didn't get through in that sense.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for them. And that really shout out to my neighbours because I know that's who they're supporting.
Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of
The
this.
second half was started.
Okay.
Yeah, 0-0 still.
Okay, let's we'll come back with a little bit of that before we finish up here.
Yeah.
We'll be finishing up here and getting to see the rest of that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I'm going to go through the schools at the doors, or more importantly, I'm going to go through the standings for the drivers for F1. So we have Kimi. Did I tell you what the results were actually? In consensus, who came well? I know I just told you that Lewis Hamilton won.
No.
I didn't really know. Okay, let's quickly go through this. So we had Stroll, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Albon, Alonso, Behrman, Antonelli, and Leclerc out of the race. So so that's that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 drivers just didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
So from 14th place, the points are only from 10 to 1. So 14th place we had Perez, then we had Ocon, Sainz at 12, Bortoleto 11. Okay, that's good. Colapinto got 1 point, good for Colapinto. Lindblad, remember he's the first rookie, so he got his first rookie year. But he's doing quite well, Lindblad actually.
Yeah.
Lawson, we're seeing Lawson up there. Look, we're seeing the man that he's becoming. He got 4 points. Gasly's happy these days. Gasly's showing himself. He's doing much better, and I think he's happy. He's definitely happy. Gasly got 6. Hadjar 8. Come on, Hadjar. I've got your back. Piastri 5th with 10 points. Verstappen 4th with 12. Norris is in the top 3. Norris got 15. 18 for Russell. 25 for Lewis, the winner of the Spanish Grand Prix 2026. So we're very happy, which means that he is 41 abreast of Kimi Antonelli, who leads the championship currently with 156. Then we've got Lewis Hamilton with 115, George Russell 106, he really wants to get up there. Then we got under the 100, we've got Charles Leclerc, who was leading, obviously, above of Lewis Hamilton with 75. Lando Norris with 73. Oscar Piastri, he's got 68 there. Let's do a few more. Max Verstappen, still in the leadings, he's got 55. Then we've got Gasly, 41. Hajar, 34. Liam Lawson there with 28, and Oliver Behrman with 18 points. Coming down just the last load in concerns to what's happening. When you think of those that have just got, just 2 digits, then we've got Liam Blackett with 13, Charles, Science with 6, Alexander Albon with 5. It's not really his year this year. Esteban Ocon 3, Gabriela Bortoleto. He's got 2, and Fernando Alonso, at least he's got a point on the board. And Nico Hulkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Lance Stroll with 1. So yeah, that was not a feel good. Nico Hulkenberg is trying, and he had to come out and speak off.
Yeah.
Well, hey. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton won. Yeah.
Yes, Lewis did. Well done, Lewis.
His 8th championship. It's, you know what? Don't overestimate. It's going to happen because me and his fans say so. So that's what I say. Okay.
Yes.
And we like this one, so I think we'll bring it to the beginning there. Anything else that you'd like to say, Professor, before we round up?
No, nothing. I think we've covered all the bases.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so we're going to press play. We're going to say thank you very much for joining us on www.bbncradio.com using the app. Don't forget to look and see how the show's been going. You can also watch us on, it's not just football, 7142.
Yeah.
And you can email us on sportsradio@gmail.com. And speak to you soon. Take care. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.